We would be starting our day very soon. Our additional secretary ma'am and secretary sir is joining us very soon. So I request all of you to kindly remain seated. And before we begin, may I request all of you to kindly keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Thank you. Please rise and welcome our Honorable Secretary, Shri Pankaj Kumarji, and Madam Archana Verma, our Additional Secretary and Mission Director. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you, everybody. May I also request Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bora, Director, Nerivalam, Tejpur, Assam, to kindly grace the dais. And I also request Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Scientist, FNIH, Roorkee, to kindly grace the dais. Thank you. Namaskar, Suprabhat, and a very good morning, distinguished guests on the dais, delegates, participants from different states, union territories, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Saru Sharma, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to the second day of the workshop on the State-Specific Action Plan for all the states and union territories, coordinated by Nerivalam, Tejpur, Assam and NIH, Roorkee, organized by National Water Mission, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, on the dais we have the distinguished presence of Shri Pankaj Kumar, Secretary, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. We also have Madam Archana Verma, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, and also Dr. Pradeep Kumar Bora, Director, Nerivalam, Tejpur, Assam, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Scientist, FNIH, Roorkee. ऋग्वेद के एक श्लोक से आज की कार्यशाला का आह्वान करते शुभारंभ करती हूँ। आनो भद्रा कृत्वो यंतु विश्वतः, अर्थात चहुं दिशाओं से कल्याणकारी विचार हमें प्राप्त हों। May all the benevolent, noble thoughts come to us from all the directions. इन्हीं विचार को रखते हुए हम एक बार पुनः आप सभी का स्वागत अभिवादन करते हैं। सभागार में उपस्थित आप सभी और ऑनलाइन के माध्यम से हमसे जुड़ रहे फेसबुक और यूट्यूब से भी हमारे सभी अतिथिगण का एक बार पुनः स्वागत और अभिवादन। बिना विलंब के कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए आपके समक्ष साझा करना चाहूँगी कि जैसा आप सभी को ज्ञान है कि जलवायु परिवर्तन हमारे समय की सबसे महत्वपूर्ण वैश्विक चुनौतियों में से एक है। And the state-specific action plan was thought of a comprehensive policy for integrated water resource management to be developed in each state and union territory to promote a sustainable outlook on water governance aligned with the state action plan on climate change formulated by states under the National Action Plan for Climate Change. And as you all know, the framework for SSAP for the water sector aims to promote basin-level integrated water resource management. And under this strategy, 19 states are assigned to Nerivalam, Tejpur, Assam, and 16 states and union territories are assigned to NIH, Roorkee. Yesterday, we've had the presentations from the states assigned to Nerivalam, Tejpur, Assam, and let's begin our workshop today on the state-specific action plan for all the states and union territories, coordinated by NIH Roorkee today. At the onset, for the welcome address, I invite Madam Archana Verma, Additional Secretary and Mission Director. Thank you, Madam Archana Verma.
Thank you, Taru. Honorable Secretary, Director Nerivalam, Sanjay ji, representative of Director NIH, Dr. Sudhir Kumar Roorkee, members present from all the 16 states, and members and representatives from CWC. I think I'm not seeing IFD, but and CA, but yes, in absentia. And of course, my NWM team. A very hearty welcome to all of you to this second review meeting of the state-specific action plan. Yesterday, we had a very good discussion with all the 19 state representatives. And what came out, 2-3 things which came out I would like to highlight. The first thing is that perfect cannot be the enemy of good. So Secretary Sir and Debashri Madam in the second half have categorically stated that the SSAP is your strategy statement. It is not a project report, because it is to be revised every 5 years. So whatever data you don't have, you don't wait for that. We apologize on behalf of NWM for circulating a 500-page document by CWC, which has confounded the matter. Because that really is an excellent document, but that document is leading to a lot of delay in submissions, because there are data asked for which the state has neither the resources nor the capacity presently. So whatever data you cannot furnish, you can just say that this is part of our action plan. That's what Debashri ma'am said yesterday, very categorically, that you don't have to be waiting to furnish that data, because those getting those data would also require a lot of resources from your end. Second thing which she said, and that was a very, very insightful thing, is why not share CWC data, CGWB data? For everything, you don't have to, start working anew. So please share. We have categorically told CWC and CGWB, NWIC, NIH, Nerivalam, and whatever data is available in the public domain which is shareable. Also, I think for these basin data, she said that not all river basin data is sensitive. So there was this issue raised by Sikkim wherein CWC had refused to share some data. So that should not happen. Whatever is there in the public domain, whatever is not sensitive, has to be shared. Because we are not looking for perfection, we are looking for strategy. Fourth point is that states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, and I think Madhya Pradesh yesterday, I was told, have already done very good work. So Maharashtra, it was decided that their integrated water basin management data will be adopted as SSAP for us, and they need not reinvent the wheel. For Gujarat, it was decided that they have just submitted one river basin. That is also acceptable. If that works, they'll replicate it. Madhya Pradesh, Director Nerivalam told me, has submitted a fantastic document, and Arunachal also has done some fantastic work. So in case you all are facing problems, please remember that 500-page document is an advisory. It is not to be followed in toto. It is not to be, your SSAP should not be delayed because you cannot, fill in all the blanks of that template. So that is another thing. The other thing which came up during the meeting was this issue of CNA and SNA and the vendor the vendor accounts. So I'm very thankful to Gautam and Katoch for giving us a very good presentation. Today they will be again repeating the presentation for the states which are under NIH. So please look at it carefully. It's no rocket science. I know that as scientists, most of you who've come here are scientists. So I know that, you know, there's a lot of hesitation about finance with scientists and people who are in the academic domain. So this is no rocket science. We want to, the initial push is, it will be difficult because, see, we cannot seek exceptions now. Initial push will be difficult. But once you do it, let me assure you, PFMS is the most revolutionary and game-changing thing that we've got in finance. So that is another thing. And my last point is that some states said that we need more money for all that you have asked for. We have had a finance ministry approved sub-scheme SSAP under our NWM scheme, which gives 50 lakhs for major states and 30 lakhs for minor states. See, we have some savings because Maharashtra has returned, Maharashtra, I think, yes, has returned the money, Gujarat has returned the money. Some of the states have done on their own. So we will see, for those of you who actually need, we will see if we can, as Debashri ma'am said, if we can go to finance and seek some concession, because as per the scheme, this is it. 50 lakhs major, 30 lakhs minor states. I don't agree with the categorization, but basically it may be due to population. But in case you actually need money, like for West Bengal yesterday, they said we need money, and then when Debashri ma'am started talking, then, I mean, I'm not prejudging, but it is felt that, you know, a 3-4 page DSR has been submitted, which is not on, so, and we've already released 20 lakhs. So if you've done that kind of, you know, less work, then you cannot expect more money, unless you do more work. And we will try from our savings to reappropriate and give you. For that, we may have to go to Ministry of Department of Expenditure, but we cannot assure. But one thing I can assure is, whichever state is facing the problem, now I'm on the WhatsApp group, you just put it on the WhatsApp group. I will talk to your senior most secretary. You know, 1 crore, 20 lakh, 30 lakh is peanuts for states. So please don't come to Government of India asking for it. You as scientists, you know, you may hesitate to ask the senior most secretary. I can. So kindly come with your problem, but that should be a genuine problem of finance. And we will ask your state department to either give from their available resources or to, you know, make a new budget head and in RE submit it. So this is going to be now monitored very seriously, and ACRs of officers under me will be written on SSAP. So Shiv, I hope you're hearing it. He just got a 10, so next year will be difficult. And we hope that all of you will not think ki ye to phaltu hai, because see, if you have a vision statement of SSAP, even if a little flawed, let me tell you, it will be a game changer to mitigate the effect of climate change, because you have something to envision. And I request Shiv that all the states which have done well, please put it on WhatsApp, put it on our website. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very rightly said. Perfect can't be the enemy of good. Thank you for your welcome address and for also setting the theme for the day, setting the tone for the day. And thank you also for sharing the takeaways and learning from yesterday's presentations and deliberations. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Shri Pankaj Kumar, our Honorable Secretary, for the opening remarks, please.
Colleagues on the dais and friends, हमने कल भी बात की है इस वर्कशॉप के पर्पस के बारे में. I'll just like to reiterate a few things. ये जो SSAP की प्लान बनाया गया है, स्टेट स्पेसिफिक एक्शन प्लान, ये क्लाइमेट चेंज में वाटर सेक्टर में स्टेट को क्या करना चाहिए, इस पर्पस के लिए बनाया गया. और अगर आप देखें तो ये 2016 से चल रहा है. अब हम 2023 में हैं. अब क्लाइमेट चेंज तो हम लोगों के लिए वेट करने नहीं वाला है, वो तो ऑलरेडी हो रहा है. तो जितना जल्दी स्टेट को एक स्ट्रेटजी पेपर मिले उतना बढ़िया है. और इस एक्सरसाइज का यही पर्पस. अब आप ये भी जानते हैं कि जो वाटर सेक्टर है, ओवर डिकेड्स इट हैज़ गॉट बाइफर्केटेड इनटू मैनी डिपार्टमेंट्स. बड़ी स्टेट्स में ग्राउंड वाटर का अलग है, सरफेस वाटर का अलग है, उसमें भी इरिगेशन का अलग है, ड्रिंकिंग वाटर का अलग है. जो हमारे इकोसिस्टम है वाटर का, हमारे वाटर शेड्स हैं, स्प्रिंग शेड्स हैं, उनके अलग लैंड रिसोर्सेज डिपार्टमेंट है जो वाटर शेड करते हैं. तो ये एक्सरसाइज का एक मेन पर्पस ये है कि सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स का डेटा, उनकी नॉलेज एक जगह लाई जाए टू लुक एट द वाटर सेक्टर होलिस्टिकली. इस बारे में हमने कल भी बात की थी और हमने कहा था कि ये डेटा जो है ये बड़ी स्टेट्स भी जनरेट करती हैं, कुछ लिमिट तक छोटी स्टेट्स भी जनरेट करती हैं, एंड एट ए नेशनल लेवल जो हमारा सेंट्रल ग्राउंड वाटर बोर्ड है, सेंट्रल वाटर कमीशन है, वो भी जनरेट करता है. और स्टेट्स ने अपनी स्पेसिफिक स्टडीज़ भी करा के रखी हुई हैं डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स की वाटर रिलेटेड. तो उन सब को जोड़ के एक स्टेट स्पेसिफिक डेटा सेट, एक स्टेट स्पेसिफिक बेस लाइन, ये हमें अप्रिशिएट करना है टू ब्रिंग एवरीथिंग टुगेदर. दिस इटसेल्फ इज़ एन इम्पॉर्टेंट जॉब, क्योंकि एक जगह होलिस्टिकली एक प्रेजेंट स्टेटस को रखना, प्रेजेंट इंफॉर्मेशन को रखना, ये अपने आप में एक बड़ी महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ है. बिकॉज इट ब्रेक्स द साइलोज एंड इट एंकरेजेस होलिस्टिक थिंकिंग इन द वाटर सेक्टर. उसके बाद हम आते हैं कि अब हम कहाँ खड़े हुए हैं, कितनी हमारी डिमांड है, कितनी सप्लाई है, क्लाइमेट चेंज के क्या चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं और आगे हमें क्या करना होगा. यहाँ क्लाइमेट चैलेंजेस के जो हमारे पास मुद्दे हैं, वहाँ आई एग्री दैट दो वी हैव ए ब्रॉड पिक्चर, स्टेट स्पेसिफिक हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन इतनी ग्रैनुलर नहीं है. कहीं कहीं कुछ बेसिन्स में स्टडी की गई हैं, NIH द्वारा की गई हैं, स्टेट्स ने भी की होंगी, लेकिन हमारा R&D भी स्टडीज़ कमीशन करता है. और नेशनल हाइड्रोलॉजी प्रोजेक्ट है हमारा जो कि डेटा जनरेट कर रहा है और स्टडीज़ भी करवा रहा है. तो इन सबको आप मिला के देखेंगे तो आप पाएंगे कि आपकी स्टेट में क्लाइमेट चेंज स्टडीज़ कुछ हुई होंगी इन सम स्पेसिफिक एरियाज, बट एक पूरी पिक्चर हो सकता है अवेलेबल ना हो. तो अगर वो पिक्चर भी अवेलेबल नहीं है तो यू नो एट ए नेशनल स्केल व्हाट इज़ generally predicted and how the rainfall is changing over the years. That data is sufficient for strategizing. और अगर आपको कोई गैप लगता है किसी बेसन में, आपको लगता है कि और इन्फॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए थी लेकिन नहीं है, आपको नहीं मिल रही है, तो दैट इज़ एज अर्चना इज सेड, दैट इज़ अ थिंग टू बी हाईलाइटेड, दैट इज़ द वर्क टू बी डन ओवर द नेक्स्ट 5 or 10 years to generate data on that. बट द आइडिया इज़ दैट वी मस्ट कंप्लीट दिस जॉब सो दैट जो हमारे पॉलिसी प्लानर्स हैं, स्टेट की जो लीडरशिप है, उसको एक स्ट्रेटजी पेपर मिले कि ये क्लाइमेट चेंज में वाटर सेक्टर को एफिशिएंटली कैसे मैनेज किया जाए। सो दिस टू एक्सपेडाइट दिस प्रोसेस हमने ये वर्कशॉप की है, और इस वर्कशॉप में हमने कुछ चीज़ों, कल स्टेट्स से डिस्कशन हुआ है, कई स्टेट्स ने अपना एग्जाम्पल्स बताए हैं. Some states have done well, some states are in the process. So we will carry that process forward today. Water conservation, water use efficiency, flood management, these are some of the key areas which have to be looked at from the point of view of climate change. तो अब आपका रेनफॉल जो है वेरिएबल है, तो वाटर कंजर्वेशन एफर्ट्स इंक्रीज करने होंगे. Not only that, you will have to see the health of the upper catchment, how to strengthen it, as I had mentioned yesterday also. Water use efficiency is the single biggest intervention that we have to make. We have to promote micro irrigation, we have to reduce evaporation losses, we have to scale up agricultural practices which save water. On the R&D front, we have to look at crops which are water saving. उन crops को develop करना होगा, फिर उन्हें popularize करना होगा. तो ये आप देख सकते हैं, ये बहुत बड़ा field है. And some states have to work much more in that. States like Punjab and Haryana, who are facing a real water crisis, a mismatch between demand and consumption and falling water tables. ग्राउंड वाटर में इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर, हमारा जो एम होना चाहिए वो ये होना चाहिए कि हम जो डिक्लाइनिंग ट्रेंड है उसको रिवर्स करें. पहले उसे स्टेबलाइज करें, उसे रोकें फर्दर डिक्लाइन को, और फिर उसे रिवर्स करना शुरू करें. दैट मस्ट बी आवर एम. और सरफेस वाटर में हाउ टू यूज़ सरफेस वाटर मोर ऑप्टिमली, बिकॉज बहुत रीजनल वेरिएशंस हैं दोनों में, ग्राउंड वाटर और सरफेस वाटर में. तो कैसे अक्रॉस रीजन्स वी कैन by more efficiently utilizing water, inter-regional disparities हम कैसे reduce कर सकते हैं. So that is the other thing that we have to look at. Water quality is becoming increasingly important. जब पानी का scarcity होता है तो जो हमारी water bodies में pollution है जो कि बढ़ता जा रहा है, तो उसको भी देखना ज़रूरी है. तो यहाँ जो है हमारा CPCB का डेटा और NMCG और NRCP में जो एफर्ट्स हो रहे हैं, दे आर इम्पॉर्टेंट, दे शुड बी कैप्चर्ड. और गैप्स हैं, सारी स्टेट में गैप्स हैं ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ सीवेज को लेकर. तो वो गैप्स आपको आइडेंटिफाई करने हैं. इन ए वे दैट डेटा इज़ ऑल्सो अवेलेबल, स्टेट वाइज रिपोर्ट्स आर अवेलेबल, कितना सीवेज जनरेट हो रहा है, कितना ट्रीट हो रहा है, एंड दैट डेटा ऑल्सो हैज़ टू बी ब्रॉट इन एंड द गैप हाईलाइटेड. अब जो है स्ट्रेटजी पे आते हैं. तो स्ट्रेटजी पे देर आर रफली 2 कैटेगरी ऑफ इंटरवेंशंस. एक तो जो ऑलरेडी स्टेट कर रही है, स्टेट को पता है और ऑलरेडी वो काम हो रहे हैं, लेकिन उन्हें स्केल अप करना है. वो काम इतनी तेज़ी से नहीं हो रहे हैं जितनी तेज़ी से क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रही है या पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है. एंड देयरफॉर वन पार्ट ऑफ द स्ट्रेटजी इज़ टू सी what is the gap, what is the current trend, and how things have to be scaled up. And the other part is, कुछ एरियाज़ में हो सकता है स्टेट ने बहुत ही नेग्लिजिबल काम किया या किया ही नहीं है, तो वो जो गैप्स हैं वो हाईलाइट करने हैं कि ये नए काम शुरू करने हैं स्टेट्स को. These are the 2 things. और the third thing which I have already referred to is the knowledge gap. कहीं कहीं जहाँ स्टडीज़ नहीं है और स्टडीज़ करनी और इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करनी, तो वो गैप आपको हाईलाइट करना है, which has to be addressed in the next revision of the state specific action plans. So I do hope that today also we will listen and learn from the states and see which state is doing what, which state has something specific to tell in certain critical areas to us. हिल स्टेट्स के लिए कहना चाहूँगा कि स्प्रिंग शेड्स आर वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट. और स्प्रिंग शेड्स पे अभी डेटा है, बट दैट डेटा इज़ नाउ अ लिटिल डेटेड. एक नीति आयोग की रिपोर्ट है एंड सो स्प्रिंग शेड्स का जो है वो रेगुलर मैपिंग, रेगुलर हेल्थ मॉनिटरिंग, उस पर ध्यान देना है. वी आर ऑल्सो थिंकिंग ऑफ, हमारा MI सेंसस होता है. पिछली बार हमने वाटर बॉडीज़ का सेंसस भी किया था फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, जिसकी हमने अभी रिपोर्ट रिलीज़ की है. अब हम नेक्स्ट सेंसस के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसमें हम दो नई चीज़ें ला रहे हैं. एक तो जो हमारा अभी तक माइनर इरिगेशन होता था और वाटर बॉडीज़ हमने शुरू किया था, अब उसमें हम मेजर और मीडियम इरिगेशन भी ला रहे हैं सेंसस में, और स्प्रिंग शेड्स का भी सेंसस करने का प्लान कर रहे हैं, सो दैट पीरियोडिकली वी कैन मॉनिटर द हेल्थ ऑफ आवर स्प्रिंग शेड्स. मैनी स्टेट्स I believe have उनके लैंड रिसोर्सेज डिपार्टमेंट्स, सॉयल वाटर एंड कंजर्वेशन डिपार्टमेंट ने कुछ सर्वेस किए हुए हैं. जहाँ जहाँ उन स्टेट्स में ये डेटा अवेलेबल है, उसको ऑन बोर्ड किया जा सकता है. एंड द नीड फॉर फर्दर रेगुलर सर्वे एंड अपडेशन ऑफ डेटा कैन बी हाईलाइटेड वेयर स्प्रिंग शेड्स आर इम्पॉर्टेंट. So these are the few things which I thought I would repeat or say in different words, so that they serve as a basis for the discussions, and I look forward to hearing from the states about the work that they have done in preparing the strategy papers. Thank you.
आपकी उद्घाटन टिप्पणी के लिए हार्दिक धन्यवाद माननीय सचिव जी. आज की कार्यशाला से अपेक्षाएं, आज तक की समीक्षाएं, समाधान करने के तरीके एवं आगे की राह दिखाने के लिए भी आपका हार्दिक धन्यवाद, और भविष्य की योजनाओं को साझा करने के लिए भी हार्दिक धन्यवाद. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Dr. Sanjay Kumar, scientist FNIH Roorkee, for the presentation on the current status of SSAP preparation by the states and union territories coordinated by the NIH. Thank you.
Honorable Secretary, sir, respected Additional Secretary and Mission Director, ma'am, Director Neely Worm, Advisor Technical National Water Mission, Nodal Officers from states and UTs and their consultants. Well, this presentation is about the progress status of state and union territories coordinated by NIH. This presentation has two parts. The first part is about the state-specific action plan for water sector, introduction. And the second part is about the progress status of all states and UTs. Well, as we all know that this National Water Mission is as one of the mission of under National Action Plan on Climate Change under Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, with an objective of conservation of water, minimizing wastage. Of course, it is related to the efficiency, and ensuring its more equitable distribution both across and within states through integrated water resources development and management. So basin is also the focus area in this object. Now, to achieve this objective, there are 5 goals. The goal 1, which is just mentioned by our Additional Secretary, ma'am, that is about the data. So, as we all know that there are efforts at the highest level to have integration of water-related data at all levels. And in this direction, the National Water Data Informatics Center is also established. So the first goal is basically to the comprehensive water database in public domain. So that's important, because many times we have data, but it's not in the public domain. Now, the goal 2 is, of course, it's yesterday it has been, the madam has updated that the goal is the impact assessment of climate change on water resources. This is new, recently added in the new document of National Water Mission. The goal 2
It's
and
not
3.
recently added. It was part of goal 1.
Yes.
Now it has become, because we want to, government wants to emphasize, it has become a independent goal.
Yeah. In fact, if you look at the scope of work of SSAP, so when you look at the interim report scope, the first sentence is about the impact assessment of climate change. So although it was there before, but it's inside. Now it's first time it's coming on the first page. So the promotion of citizen and state action for water conservation, augmentation and preservation, and it merged with the third goal, which was focused attention to vulnerable area, including overexploited area. Now, increasing water use efficiency by 20%, as mentioned in the opening remark by the Secretary, sir, that if we have a small increase in the irrigation field for improvement of our this efficient irrigation process, that we can save a lot of water. The promotion of basin level integrated water resources and management, which basically we are focusing on in SSAP. There has been some modification in the strategy 5.1 also, which was basically on the planning of principle of integrated water resources development management, which is now the ensuring convergence among various water resources programs, which has been already covered in the opening remark by the Secretary, sir, and the Additional Secretary, ma'am. Now, our association as an institute with National Water Mission is in different areas. We have a secretariat of INCC, Indian National Committee on Climate Change at NIH. We have operational climate change cell, which conducted several climate change studies on glacier, river flow, and coastal regions. Several R&D studies completed for National Water Mission, training and capacity building programs funded by National Water Mission. And in this case, the NIH is the nodal agency for 16 state and unitaries. Earlier it was 17, but because Dadar, Nagar Haveli and Damandeep is now world as a single unit administratively, so they are now 16. So just to go through that, what is the state-specific action plan? What's the thinking about that for water sector? It's as you all know that each state have their own water resource situation, its development and management, and availability of water resources vary considerably from state to state, and it has always been a state subject. Now, many of the identified strategies, action to achieve the goal of National Water Mission are required to be taken by the state governments and union territories. So in this context, it is highly desirable to develop a state-specific action plan for water sector aligned with the state action plan on climate change, already formulated by the state under NAPCs. Now, here I just want to say that these state action plan on climate change, for each state, these reports has been formulated by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and all these reports are available in the public domain. Now, these reports, if you go for each state, if you go in these reports, there is a water sector chapter in that report, apart from agriculture and the other areas. I think this would give you a starting point that what should be there in the state-specific action plan and how to scale up all this information, which is in a very concise form into that reports. So I just recommend all states and UTs to just go through all those reports which are available in the public domain at the site of this Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. As far as this state-specific action plan concerned, there are 3 parts of this report. The first part, as we discussed yesterday, and we will further discuss today, is about the draft status report, which basically gives you an idea about what is the present situation of water resources development management, how much you have, and how much you are spending. That means a word is also given, what is called the water budgeting. Now, if you have a fair idea of what is available resources with you and how you are using it, means the demand side, then you can very well be in a position to formulate your strategies and other interventions in situation of the climate change. So the first part, which is the starting point, is basically about your resources. And the last chapter of this template, of course, it's a very heavy template of 565 pages. But if you look into that template, the chapter 4 contains 80% of that report. And that's all about supply, demand, and the quality side of the data. So once you know that what is there for you, then you are in a position to identify a set of probable solution to address the key issues, problem area. Of course, because water resources planning and management is not new to states. They have been doing from so many years. So you are in a best position to know that what are the issues related to water, and as mentioned in the opening remark, that all states are doing this thing, so many things at their end. So how to scale up those things, and what are the areas which are not taken, are neglected till now, so that has to be looked into. And the third part is preparation of the detailed action plan for each of the strategy identified in the National Water Mission to be implemented by the state and to get this work done from the state, the National Water Mission have an MOU with the NIS to coordinate all these states, 16 states and union territories, and help them to achieve or to make this SSAP report available in the. So we have 7 major states which have a total fund allocation of 50 lakhs, and we have around 9 minor states for total fund allocation of 30 lakhs. So this MOU already have a term of reference which in fact have that explains the scope of work which need to be done by the states. So the stage 1 is about the status report on water resources availability, development and management. Most of the states are in this stage, and in our case, means the state and union territories we are coordinating. There are 5 states which have submitted their DSR. 2 states DSR has been completed, cleared at the technical and the steering committee level. So there are states with, these states are at a different level of progress. Some are very proactive, and then there are others which still have to go through these processes. Stage 2 is about the preparation of interim report, which will contain impact of climate change, various interventions, and various interventions, and the second interventions at the end of the workshop. And each of these stages have, in fact, a provision of organizing a workshop to disseminate the outcome of these reports. The third stage is about the final stage and the preparation of a state-specific action plan with a time period of 3 months, and the total time period for the preparation of all these reports is 1 year. Now, these are the financial allocation. The ministry is providing you some financial help to go through this, to get this work done. The release of these funds are basically at 3 stages, which are also the 3 stages of your report. At the first stage, it is 40%. And most of the states, in our case, has been released this amount. Then preparation of the interim report, and the third is the preparation of the state-specific action plan. Now, this slide onward, we just gives you a brief about the present status about the states and UTs coordinated by NIH. As I mentioned that there are some, the first installment which was released to the states are in, to 5 states in December 2018, because funds are important, because so those states have started working once the fund is allocated to them from December 2018 onward. Then the next 5 states are also get fund release in 2020, and there are other states like Jharkhand and Jammu and Kashmir, which we have released the amount in 2021-22, and there are still some new states which recently signed the MOU with NIH, like Kerala and Delhi, for which the first installment is required to be released. So I will just briefly cover state by state. In case of Bihar, in fact, they have submitted their DSR. The DSR is cleared by the technical committee and the steering committee. They have also provided their UC. SA account details are pending from their side, so we request them to please provide these details to us so that we can map your account to the PFMS and then release the second installment of the payment. Second state is Haryana. In fact, UC, they have provided the UC and their CNA account details, and we have also mapped their CNA account to the PFMS. As far as the DSR is concerned, this DSR has been submitted by the consultant to the Water Resources Department of Haryana, and they are reviewing it internally. In fact, I have attended one meeting in March where this report was presented to the stakeholder in the state, and there was some disagreement between the two agencies about some water availability figure, which has to be sorted out, and I think they have sorted it out and will submit the final report. As far as Punjab is concerned, they have also provided their account details and the CNA, and we have also mapped their PFMS with the PFMS. DSR, as far as I have discussed their DSR with the consultant, so they say that they have given it to the Water Resources Department, but there are some surface
Now
water
this
data
is
issues.
where, just a moment Sanjay, this is where I want to intervene. Now Haryana is one state which has made water security plans and has gone far, far beyond the SSAP. So, you know, for such states, you have to look at it from a different lens,
Right.
because they're far, far ahead from what we have done.
Yes, ma'am. There are some data, surface water data issues, and consultant have also suggested some alternative way of doing it. They will teach the consultant. So, of course, because in some rivers, I think there may be some data restrictions in Punjab, so for that they have some alternative ways. Now, Kerala, of course, after a long persuasion, they have signed this MOU with some modified MOU. And they have also provided their SA accounts, and we have also mapped with PFMS. And they have also appointed the consultant, this Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment for SSAP. So when they will come, they will further elaborate on these issues. As far as Rajasthan is concerned, ma'am, as you just mentioned, that Rajasthan has already covered a lot in their internally, and they have made some water resources planning and management plans already. And they have some reports from WebCos and also for Tahal Consultant in 2016. They also requested the national...
IT data is also, you know, we are copying in NWIC. Right. So water body data is also better than us. So please, let's also learn from the states.
So they have already a database developed at their state where all this meteorological data, this groundwater, surface water, and then other comprehensive database is prepared. So that report is basically on that. And because National Water Mission allowed Rajasthan to submit that report as an SSAP report, and it was considered by the technical committee, So I request the Rajasthan representative here present to give more on this while they will be here to present their progress.
Where is Rajasthan? Yeah. And Haryana? तो हरियाणा राजस्थान थोड़ा डिटेल में बताइएगा.
And there is another state also, ma'am, Uttar Pradesh. They have done basin assessment planning system, ma'am, from the help of World Bank, and they have all data of their basins into that system. And there are 2 volumes. The Karunesh ji is there, so he will explain while he will be describing. So this report is also considered by the technical committee, and there were some suggestions, but as mentioned by you that excellent or the very good should not be the enemy of good. So if there are some, if this report is 80% or 85% is the same objective with the SSAP, so we have an opportunity to accept this. The 7th is Himachal Pradesh. Yes, here some intervention is required, ma'am, because earlier the nodal department was assigned as a NIT Hamirpur, and the nodal officer is Vijay Kumar Dogra Sahab. But recently, after so much of persuasion, they have informed that they are not able to do this work because of their pre-assignment in teaching and all other work. So I request the senior officials from the Himachal which are present here. When
We are lagged so far, ma'am. Because of your persuasion, our secretary, he could not come, so he asked me to attend this meeting. In fact, ma'am, we had signed this MOU in 2019 itself. But somehow NIT Hamirpur, which is the only NIT in the state, they could not complete this task in time, and now they have responded that they are not in a position to do it.
Okay, for all these states, you know, today we've decided West Bengal, Himachal, where the institute is creating Panga, CS ko sir se chitti.
Right, ma'am.
And Debashri ma'am has given 20 days deadline. After that, she's reviewing. If you were here in the meeting yesterday, you would have heard. So she doesn't want to review. She says, 20 दिन में सब problem खत्म करो.
Just a minute, ma'am. So now we are starting afresh. So we have taken up with IIT Mandi. But I'm also exploring the possibility of like talking to IIT Ropar, because they are already doing it for 2 states. And maybe they are in a position to do it faster. So I will take it to the government, and we will have a decision very fast. And secondly, ma'am, as you said, we can because part of Himachal is Ganga Basin, and sharing of data in Ganga Basin always remains a problem. So maybe we have to take a decision on deleting that part of basin, which is about 12% of the entire area.
Please note and record it that all these basin jo CWC, NMCG and all that are not chilled out about sharing. Whatever is not sensitive has to be shared. Whatever is in public domain, what is never is shareable, and if need be, they take permission from their chairman or secretary sir also. Okay? CWC, this is, see, so many states are complaining. भाई जब डेटा है तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है शेयर करने में? Sikkim was doing the same yesterday. So we try and use as much available data. जो भी नहीं देगा, you just post, I'll bully that person.
Right. Thank you.
In minor states, ma'am, the first state is Jharkhand. In fact, in the nodal officer Jamil Akhtar is the new, he's just taken over from the previous nodal officer. So in fact, 12 lakhs rupees has been transferred to their account, but at the same time, this CNA essay will come into picture, and then we ask them to return as an unspent balance. So we give them 12 lakhs and then taken back the 12 lakh rupees. So though they have the consultant Central University Jharkhand and they are working on these that report from their own funds, but as I discussed with them, they are really need the funds to go this. So I request the Jharkhand. Yeah. Okay. Now, the next stage is Chandigarh, ma'am. Proactively, they have submitted their DSR and it was accepted by the technical and the steering committee. And they are also eligible for the second installment. Again, they have provided their SA account details and we have mapped this PFMS, their detail. And I think their release is under process. Andaman and Nicobar, they have submitted their DSR. Technical committee meeting already held, ma'am. And steering committee is awaited. They have also given this SA account detail, but it's still not mapped. In case of Goa, they have also, when I talked to them, their consultant said that they have submitted the DSR to the Water Resources Department and they are reviewing it internally. So, but they need to give their SA account details so that we will be able to. Next is Dadar Nagar Haveli, ma'am. In fact, when I requested them to attend this workshop, they have some G20 events going on in Daman, so they are not able to do. I have sent a online meeting link. If somebody from them we will discuss. Now, Puducherry, ma'am, of course, again, requires some intervention because the money was transferred in 2018. And since then, there was no progress on this. So we also request them to provide their SA account details so that we can map them our PFMS. Jammu and Kashmir, ma'am, they have signed the MOU with NIH. In the last meeting, in fact, one of their chief engineer participated, and the MOU between Jammu and Kashmir and IIT Jammu was pending. So now they have signed it. They have just informed. So they are on work. But we request them to provide their SA accounts and the so that we can map their with PFMS. Delhi is, after a long time, ma'am, just before this meeting, we have signed an MOU. Yes. So MOU signed on 4th May 2023, ma'am. And first installment, of course, is to be released to Delhi. And we request them to provide their SA account detail. This SA account detail is different from what you have provided in MOU because there is a format in which you have to provide all these details. And Lakshdeep, again, ma'am, because they are present in this workshop and they have sent a presentation also. They have given some information, but still the MOU is not signed with the Lakshdeep. So this is just a brief about the progress, and as and when the state will present their status, we request them to also discuss their issues, that why the progress or the DSR has not been completed. Thank you very much.
First, let me spark a little competition between Nerivalam and NIH. NIH has performed way better than Nerivalam. Today, the progress I see is way better. But one thing could be that the states have not responded so well to Nerivalam, so won't blame them. So we will support Nerivalam, but yes, NIH, your states seem to have done a better job. Though you got lesser states and more UTs, but the states seem to have done better.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, for sharing the status report and the progress report so far. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Mr. Gautam and Mr. Anup Katoj for the presentation on opening, mapping of CNA account with SA account and the technicalities involved therein by the Internal Finance Division.
Most anticipated and the maximum number of questions were asked in these two presentations. So please see it very carefully.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. And welcome to all the participants. So, I'll be going through a brief PPT on the whole CNA mechanism. And after that, we have Mr. Anup Katoj, Senior Accounts Officer from PFMS headquarters. He will just do a brief live session on which some of the queries that we had got from the states yesterday, he'll be addressing that. So let me start with the presentation first. So regarding CNA, as we all know that for central sector schemes, earlier the limit was expenditure was for 500 crores. Now it has been reduced to 100 crores. So anybody who has an expenditure of less than 100 crore, so they'll be required to open a CNA account. Now CNA is needed for each central sector scheme. The CNA has to open a bank account in a scheduled commercial bank, and below that, implementing agencies, they will use CNA's account with clearly defined drawing limits. Now, next slide. Okay. So we'll talk about the fund flow. So in case of fund flow, the initial point is the CNA account. Like today, we are reviewing the states under NIH. So NIH is the CNA. Now below that, we have implementing agencies which have been designated as sub-agencies. Now sub-agencies can use the CNA's account, or as per if there are operational requirements, then zero balance subsidiary accounts may be opened. Now, as in the previous presentation of sir, he gave the details that many states have not given the SA account details. Now, it is the same thing as the zero balance subsidiary account. And there is one important detail that this subsidiary account, this has to be a current account. Yesterday, we had some queries wherein some states had opened savings bank account. So that would not work for subsidiary account. It has to be a current account. Now, and the main account and all zero balance subsidiary accounts, they have to be with the same bank. Again, for just a minute. Okay. So for different central sector schemes, you may have different nodal accounts, but for a specific scheme, you have to open the account with the same bank. Now, there is also a requirement under the CNA mechanism that in case of a release, the further release will only be done after the initial, in the initial release, 75% has been utilized. For every department, the CNA as well all the sub-agencies which are registered on PFMS, they will have a unique PFMS ID which will be assigned to them. Now, also yesterday, in case of some states, we received the query that they are not, their agency particular is not visible on PFMS. Now, they have to share the details, because in case of every state agency, there is a unique code on PFMS which helps them to identify that whenever they log in, they can use that code to operate on PFMS. Now, there is this one important last point that there is a CNA user manual which is available whenever a sub-agency or a state agency logs in into PFMS. Now, this user manual is very helpful. It gives every step is shared with a screenshot. So it is very useful. It is a 35-page document. So please go through it whenever you have any queries related to PFMS, because that would help to resolve many queries. We have also shared a FAQs with the program division. They will also be sharing that in even going through that FAQ will resolve many of the queries. Now, responsibility of the department. Now, as we know, CNA has been designated. Now, designation of sub-agencies needs to be done, and transfer of unspent balances needs to be done. In the earlier presentation, I saw that in case of some states, the transfer of balances has to be done. So that is an important step which needs to be done before operating the CNA mechanism. And mapping of all agencies in scheme hierarchy has to be done. Now this point is a little bit important because in case of some agencies we have received this query. So Mr. Anup will also tell you about that by logging in, that this scheme hierarchy mapping is also an important component. Okay. So thank you. Now Mr. Anup will take over, and he'll just go through the main operating screen of PFMS, which will help you all to address specific queries if there are. And after he goes through that page, please feel free to ask any queries related to PFMS. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to you all. So, I will be sharing you with what you have to do to register your agency in this scheme as a ZBSA account, with the ZBS account. The process is, you have already got an agency and have got a login ID password that is of agency admin. You have already got this ID with you or with your department. And in case you have not got this ID with you, then what you have to do is you have to send the details to your PD or the program division, and they will to the CNA, Central Nodal Agency, and they will register your agency on the PFMS, and they will give you the agency admin ID and password. So basically in PFMS there are 3 IDs. Number 1 is agency admin ID, that is the boss of your office ID. Number 2 is data operator ID and data approver ID. These 2 lower level IDs are created by the agency admin. Okay. So the process to register this scheme on PFMS having ID is this. This is your ID of agency admin. At the top, user type is agency admin, and these are the modules. You have to go to My Schemes, Manage. All the schemes registered in this office or in this PFMS agency are visible to you. You have to check. Sir, आपका स्कीम का एजेंसी वो स्कीम कोड क्या है? हाँ जी, 1166 is your scheme code. Okay, so you have to check whether this TR 165, TR 199, TR 2, in this way 1166 is already there. So they have already registered it, but I will show you how you, if you have not done, how you can register it. So in case 1166 is not showing to you, then you have to go to register new scheme. Register new scheme. So this screen will be visible to you. ये स्क्रीन आपको दिखेगी. स्कीम का सिर्फ कोड डालना है 1166 और आपके सामने स्कीम ऑटोमेटिक आएगी. आप यू हैव टू जस्ट सिलेक्ट द स्कीम. Then these are the funding agencies. You are not going to receive fund from central government, neither from state government. You will be receiving fund from the CNA, that is also an agency. So third option, I will receive funds from this agency. Then you have to search for the agency. सर्च बटन, सो द NIH है ना, योर्स इज NIH, तो आपको यहाँ पे NIH ढूंढना है, यू हैव टू सर्च फॉर NIH. So they also have communicated you with the unique agency code of PFMS. सर वो क्या है? NIH ही है. So type in NIH in the agency unique code, NIH, and then search. So you have to select this, then click on check CNA details. Okay, the screen will appear like this. Since you have registered with the ZBSA, so you have to select account type as zero balance subsidiary account. Okay. Then select the agency as NIH. Bank name should be opened in SBI current account. So SBI automatically return. Then select the branch. Then click on search, नहीं, in the blue one. Blue में जो है उसमें click करिए. हाँ, यहाँ पे. With the IFSC code of your branch. Here nothing you can write and submit it. Okay, everything is populated here. So you have to select the branch. So since we city, just select the city as Delhi. For an example we are showing this. City में दिल्ली डाल दो बस अभी. And search it. तो दिल्ली में जितने भी SBI की ब्रांच है यहाँ आपके सामने ओपन होंगी. ठीक है, आप अपने केस में यू जस्ट सिलेक्ट द IFSC कोड, तो एक ही ब्रांच आएगी. देन सिलेक्ट द ब्रांच. अकाउंट नंबर डालना है आपने, फीड इन द अकाउंट नंबर करेक्टली. एजेंसी नेम एज पर बैंक, जो आपने बैंक अकाउंट ओपन करने के टाइम पे जो डिटेल दी है वो यहाँ पे आप डालेंगे. ऑल्दो द सिस्टम विल गिव ऑटोमेटिकली गिव द एक्चुअल नेम विच यू हैव गिवन टू द बैंक, बट दिस इज ए प्रोसेस. Then click on agency account scheme component mapping. Click on bulk and save at the top. अभी करना मत, उसको वहाँ से काट दो, ऊपर से क्रॉस. हाँ, since it is not the actual account, so यहाँ नीचे आके लास्ट में सेव करना है. ठीक है, फिर आप माई स्कीम में दोबारा जाएंगे. You have to once again go to the my schemes. Module में my scheme. Manage. So here your scheme will be visible to you. यहाँ पे आपको स्कीम दिखेगी आपकी with 1166 account number, but the three things. Number one is your branch status will be saying pending approval, and your status will be pending agency approval. ठीक है, you have to wait for 24 hours. Your CNA will have to wait for minimum 24 hours. This validation of bank account is done by our system. यहाँ पे होने के बाद एक्चुअल जो आपका एज पर एजेंसी नेम है वो एक्चुअली जो बैंक में रजिस्टर है वो ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ पे शो होगी. एंड दिस 2 ticks विल बी ऑटोमेटिकली शोन. देन CNA विल हैव टू अप्रूव दिस एजेंसी. तो आपके पास ये अप्रूव का ऑप्शन आ जाएगा, आपको दिख जाएगा. इसका मतलब आपकी एजेंसी रजिस्टर हो गई फॉर दिस ZBSA. दिस इज द सिंपल प्रोसेस टू हाउ टू रजिस्टर दिस स्कीम. So any query regarding this on PFMS? इस प्रोसेस के बाद CNA को क्या करना है वो भी मैं क्लियर कर देता हूँ. CNA हैव टू अप्रूव दिस एंड मैप इन द हायरार्की. आपकी सिर्फ 2 ही हायरार्की है. ठीक है, एक CNA और एक लोअर लेवल एजेंसी आप बनाएंगे. डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे, उसमें आप इसको इनको डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे मैप करेंगे बस। मोबाइल नंबर आपके व्हाट्सएप पे है। कोई क्वेरी हो आप पूछ सकते हैं क्वेश्चन। 1 और 2 पॉइंट्स मैं ऐड कर देता हूँ। अभी तक जो आप पेमेंट्स कर रहे थे वो आप चेक के थ्रू, आरटीजीएस के थ्रू कर रहे थे। नाउ द सिस्टम विल बी लाइव। जो पेमेंट होगी दैट विल बी लाइव। इट विल बी, देयर आर 2 प्रोसेसेस थ्रू विच द पेमेंट कैन बी मेड। वन इज प्रिंट पेमेंट एडवाइस, okay, the system will generate the print payment advice, okay, and the second one is DSC, digital signature। 2 तरह से प्रोसेस हो सकती है, और उसके अलावा कोई भी जो आप पेमेंट कर रहे हैं वो नहीं होगी। चेक बुक्स आर नॉट अलाउड इन CNA। CNA में कोई भी चेक बुक अपने पास ना रखे, इवन कि CNA भी, CNA तो रख सकता होगा आपका तो अकाउंट है। And you will not be provided any type of funds, you will be getting allocations only। आपको सिर्फ allocations मिलेंगी, funds आपको नहीं मिलेंगे। Funds will be in the CNA account only। So if you have any query you can ask। कोई query नहीं, ठीक है। ओके मैडम, थैंक यू।
Both of you are completely off the hook. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Gautam and Mr. Anup from the Internal Finance Division. I think probably the presentations were self-explanatory for less number of queries in this session compared to yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, ma'am, shall we take a tea break?
Let's have a vote on how many want tea or how many want to continue and break for tea later, because sir would like to see as many presentation from the states as possible. So we continue.
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will move on to the presentations by the states which are being assigned to NIH Roorkee, wherein they will be sharing their status report, roadblocks and the way forward. Going in an alphabetical order, I would request the representatives from the state, from the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands to kindly come forward for the presentation. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So, good afternoon to all of you. I am Dr. T. Subramani, ICR Carey from Port Blair. And we
Please stick to the time, not more than 10 minutes, except for Rajasthan and Haryana and which other state you said? Uttar Pradesh, who may have to explain more.
So, the nodal officer is Dr. Arun Kumar, the director, Andaman Nicobar State Water and Sanitation Mission. So, for preparation of the SSAP, the MIU had been signed by the IUT of Andaman Nicobar Administration in 2018, and the Andaman Nicobar State Water and Sanitation Mission was the nominated as nodal department, and the ICR Carey was appointed as consultant in 2018, and we have submitted the draft detailed status report in December 2021, and after receiving the comments from the Central Water Commission, Groundwater Board, then NERIWAM, and as well as the NIH, we have modified the DSR and we have resubmitted in January 2023. Then the technical committee meeting was held during 11 April during this year, and it was the DSR was accepted by the technical committee and it was forwarded to the steering committee. Then we have the administration remitted all the balance amount to the account, and we have also opened the SA account, and we have shared all the details to the NIH, and so we'll be submitting the interim report also, so as per the time limit given to us. Then the final report also will be submitting soon. So we have also done the agency registration, and we are waiting for the second installment. So we'll be submitting the report in time. Madam, should I present the status report briefly, or
No, no.
not
I
required?
think we can, इनके जो इश्यूज हैं, एक तो इनको स्टीयरिंग कमेटी का अप्रूवल चाहिए DSR पे.
बोलो. One mic should
Hello.
be there. हाँ.
सर हमारी जो टीसी की कमेटी हुई थी वो 11 अप्रैल को हुआ था और अब स्टीयरिंग कमेटी की मीटिंग जो है फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ जून में 6 जून को शेड्यूल्ड है.
ओके, ठीक. अच्छा, ये जो पैसा इन्हें रिलीज करना है सेकंड इंस्टॉलमेंट,
सर उसके बाद जैसे ही रिकमेंडेशन आएगा, क्योंकि मैपिंग का इशू चल रहा था, अब इनका मैप हो चुका है, ऐसे अकाउंट ओपन भी हो चुका है, ओपन हो चुका है, मैपिंग रह गई है. तो जैसे ही कमेटी की रिकमेंडेशन हो जाएगी, मैपिंग के बाद हम हार्डली 1 मंथ वी विल रिलीज अमाउंट.
मैपिंग में क्या दिक्कत है? मैपिंग में इनको क्या करना है, क्या एडवाइस है इनके लिए?
हेलो सर, इनका सेविंग अकाउंट ओपन हुआ है, जबकि इनको ZBSA अकाउंट ओपन करवाना था, तो उसके लिए इनसे बात हो चुकी है, तो ये प्रोसेस में है अभी. तो वो जो ही हो जाएगा तो हम लोग उसको रजिस्टर्ड करके और मैप कर देंगे.
आपको करंट अकाउंट खोलना है?
Okay, sir.
हाँ, वो खोल के बताइए, फिर
हाँ.
मैपिंग करवाई
अब
जाएगी.
बता दिया है सर, बात हो गई है इनसे.
ठीक है, ओके, ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Thank you.
Please remember, I think Mr. Katoch must have said already, सब कोई को सिर्फ करंट अकाउंट खोलना है, कुछ भी पैसा अब आपके हाथों में नहीं है. मिस्टर कटोच और गौतम का यही उद्देश्य ही है.
Thank you, Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now I invite on the dais a representative from the state of Bihar for the presentation. Thank you.
Please introduce yourself also. हमें समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कि कौन आ रहा है कौन नहीं.
Sir, myself, Lakshman Jha. I am professor in Valmi, in Valmi Institute, Patna, and I am from Water Resources Department, Government of Bihar. Sir, my consultant is IIT Patna for this SSAP, and I have already sent my agenda in the first page. Next page, sir. Sir, we had to develop a hydrological model for all the rivers basins of Bihar using this arc SWAT model, and we have already done it. Second one was to validate with model result with the discharge data obtained from different gauging locations across Bihar using arc SWAT cup, and we have also done it. Third one was to predict the climate change scenario for future period using machine learning and regression analysis, and it has already been done by us. Now, to analyze the impact of climatic change on water budget in present and future scenarios, this very work is under progress, and we are doing our best to get it done. Third one is to suggest intervention techniques and preventive measures against the impact of climate change on water budget in present and future scenarios, and this very work is to be done, sir. Next page. Sir, these are the bottlenecks in preparation of SSAP and the reasons for delay. For this purpose, we have to collect data from different sources. As for example, DEM is to be obtained from SRTM NASA. Land use is to be from Space Agency, European Space Agency, ESA. Soil data is from Soil Map of World UNESCO. Climate data is to be done from so many sources, just like IMD, RCP. Discharge data is to be obtained from CWC Delhi. Groundwater data is to be obtained from CGWB. And population data is to be given from Census of India at the block level. Crop data is to be obtained from ICRI-SAT, and industrial water use data is to be obtained from Bihar Industrial Area Development Authority, and we are doing our best to get it obtained.
Any problem you are facing?
Sir, we are facing problems in having these data, and you have already told, madam, seriously to all the concerned, and we are hopeful that those concerned officers will help us in obtaining such important data which are shareable. Third page, way forward for expediting the preparation of SSAP. For this, we have to get the records of runoffs by SWAT, calibration of runoff using SWAT cup, and water demand curve. It is to be done in all districts of Bihar. Prediction model, this very model is also very important, and predict dependency of each parameters on discharge is very important, so we are very careful in obtaining such data. Next. Sir, in this current month of May, determination of water budget for individual watershed is our commitment. We will do it as we hope. In this very month of May, we will do it. In June, we will do prediction and evaluating interrelationship between different parameters contributing to runoff. In the last week of July, we hope for suggesting intervention techniques and preventive measures against the impact of climatic change on water budget in present and future scenarios. In the last week of July, we also hope that interim report we will submit, and if data will be given to the from the concerned departments, we are very, very hopeful to get it done, and interim report will be submitted. And after submitting our interim report, I request to all the concerned to get it approved as soon as possible, so that our final report might be submitted in the last week of August. Thank you, sir.
बहुत अच्छा. आपका सेकंड इंस्टॉलमेंट रिलीज होना है?
सर नहीं, अभी होना है सर. We have got 40% of 50 lakhs to be allotted. We have got 20 lakhs, and we have already given utilization certificate. And
यहाँ लिखा है कि आपका
second installment is to be obtained.
आपका करंट अकाउंट खुल गया?
हो सर, होने ही वाला है सर, आजकल में हो जाएगा मेरा.
दी एसए अकाउंट मैपिंग, बाकी इनका जो है स्टीयरिंग कमेटी ने भी अप्रूव कर दिया है लास्ट ईयर 30 अगस्त को. बस एसए अकाउंट मैपिंग बचा हुआ है इनका.
ठीक है. एनआईएच ध्यान रखें, ये इंटरिम रिपोर्ट दे देंगे अपना जून जुलाई में.
जी सर. तो
उसका जल्दी एग्जामिनेशन करके अप्रूवल करके, सो दैट फाइनल रिपोर्ट इज रेडी.
राइट सर.
थैंक यू.
हाँ लक्ष्मण जी, ये क्रॉप डेटा के लिए आप बाजू में आप लोग का आईसीआर का स्थानीय सेंटर है, तो 21 से डाटा नहीं, शायद आपको नहीं मिलेगा सब डाटा. अब
जो डाटा में प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे थे, मैडम ने समाधान बहुत हद तक कर दिया है.
फिर भी आप जो रिसर्च आईसीआर का जो स्टेशन है वहाँ एनबीएसएस एलयूपी का आपको सॉइल मैप भी मिल जाएगा, सॉइल डाटा मिल जाएगा, क्रॉप डाटा मिल जाएगा, वहीं से ले लीजिएगा आप.
पहले सबको क्यों नहीं बताया?
A very well presented report by Mr. Jha from the state of Bihar, and now I request the representative from the Union Territory of Chandigarh for the presentation, please, and also kindly introduce yourself. Thank you.
Right. They have submitted the DSR and it's cleared by the technical and steering committee.
Well, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm Dr. Madhuri from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and I'm working as a consultant for this state-specific action plan in the water sector. And the nodal officer to the same is E.R. Narendra Pal Sharma. He's the chief engineer of MC. We've already submitted. Can I have the point, please? Yeah. So as far as the present status is concerned, the MOU was signed in 2019 with NIH, and the MC further gave this consultancy to us in January 2020. And thereafter, the first status report was submitted to MC in the month of August 2021. And after incorporating the suggestions and then modifications based on the different observations, comments, which were given to us by Neri Williams, CWC, CPCB, CGWB, and NIH, as well as the municipal corporation. So we submitted our final report in the month of May 2020 for the further consideration by the technical committee as well as the steering committee, and that too was approved on 30th of August 2022, and thus we have already completed the stage in all the respects, and the balance amount was remitted by the municipal corporation, that is the nodal agency, and this was also conveyed in the virtual meeting, the first meeting which was held for the review on the 30th of November 2022. And the details of the agency and the new account have already been shared with NIH for the release of the second installment. And nothing is pending as far as the consultants or MC is concerned. Right, ma'am? So, and as in when this is the detail, due to the first report was not submitted on time, we are sorry for that, our apologies for that, because that was done due to the COVID-19 restrictions, and the data compilation and collection was a hindrance at that point of time. And the agency registration for the fund transferring, that is opening of SSAP, the CNA account, these are the few hindrances which we faced, and this has been resolved in the month of March, and we hope that the second installment is released as and when. We are hoping to get it in this month only, and the way forward is after the funds are released, we'll be submitting the interim report within a stipulated 3 months period, maybe before that also. And this is the commitment of achieving our targets. The first target is successfully completed in all aspects, and we are awaiting for the second installment. And as and when we receive the installments, we'll be submitting the report, the stage 2, that is the interim report, and the final report we have started partially integrating, we'll be partially integrating this report with the stage 2. And as of now, sir, we are open. The symbol for Chandigarh is the open hand. So we're always open to receive and always open to give. And thank you so much. Thank you very much.
पैसा कब रिलीज करेंगे भाई?
फाइल ऑलरेडी मूव कर दी है, IFD के पास है. वी आर होपफुल कि इस मंथ एंड में हो जाएगी पेमेंट.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Madhuri from the Union Territory of Chandigarh, and congratulations on successfully completing the stage 1. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would request the representative from the Union Territory of Delhi for the presentation, please. Please introduce yourself as well. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon to the dignitaries on the dais and the state representatives. As NIA said, Delhi has just signed the MOU recently, and we have not yet proceeded. But we rest assured. Ma'am, Anirudh Dubey, Dr. Anirudh Dubey. I am executive engineer in Delhi Jail Board itself. And since KC Meena sir, our chief engineer, is due to meeting with Honorable CM, so he has not able to attend this meeting today. But ma'am, we assure that we'll work hard and we'll get appreciation as well in future. Yes, ma'am. But we assure that we'll work, and we are into matlab, for appointing the consultant. Yes, ma'am. Just a single request, ma'am. Considering Delhi's population and considering Delhi's infrastructure, we would request that Delhi has been placed in a minor state. It should be placed in a major state because, matlab, sir, this is just a request which
अरे भाई काम शुरू करो, तुम पहले ही माइनर मेजर में लग गए हो, ये इसका कोई मतलब नहीं है। ये माइनर मेजर भाई इसका कोई वो नहीं है। इट्स आप काम शुरू करो और आपको अगर कुछ दिक्कत आती है तो देखेंगे।
यस सर, श्योर।
तो अभी आपका क्या प्लान है? अभी सबसे पहले आपको पैसे चाहिए?
नो सर, आवर फर्स्ट प्लान इज वी आर सर्चिंग फॉर द कंसल्टेंट फॉर दिस।
अच्छा
Ma'am, we have written to IIT Delhi as well, but till now we have not responded.
We are the funding, ma'am, so we cannot.
नहीं तो आप इनको सजेस्ट करिए। दिल्ली में तो they will be spoiled for choice, इतने ज़्यादा।
Sir, already I have a discussion with the chief engineer, sir, and we have make them informed that there are already states and Chandigarh which are already given this work to some consultants. There is a possibility that there are some. Right, right.
But अगर कोई जैसे IIT दिल्ली ये वो तो ऐसे ही दे सकते हैं। But if you are giving to a private, please the first thing is go through a tender process. Don't
Yes,
give on nomination basis.
No, ma'am, we'll not give in a nomination basis.
नहीं तो इनका करवा लीजिए, IIT से टाइप करवा लीजिए या किसी और उससे करवा लीजिए। ये प्राइवेट वगैरह में ना जाएं, जल्दी हो जाए इनका काम। तो इस महीने इनका सेट करवा लीजिए
जी
और फिर आप इन्हें मनी रिलीज करवाइए ताकि काम शुरू।
राइट सर।
सर ओनली इशू इनका ये है कि ऐसे अकाउंट उन्होंने अभी तक ओपन नहीं किया है, तो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि ऐसे अकाउंट आप जल्दी ओपन कर लीजिए।
पैसा मांग रहे हैं भाई, अकाउंट ओपन नहीं किया।
करंट अकाउंट, ऐसे मीनिंग करंट, तो वो आप करवा लें।
सर श्योर।
ओके ठीक,
राइट, थैंक यू।
Adding the people who are presenting here because they are the actual nodal.
Thank you, Dr. Anirudh Dubey from the Union Territory of Delhi. We'll continue, ladies and gentlemen, and I request the representative from the state of Goa for the presentation, please.
भाई जिन लोगों को चाय पीनी है वो बारी-बारी से जाके चाय भी पीते आए। हाँ, क्योंकि हम लोग एक साथ ब्रेक नहीं लेना चाहते हैं, तो who have finished they can have tea and come.
आधा आधा जाओ और हम लोग के लिए अगर if they will give coffee तो यही ले आओ।
Hello everyone, I'm Vilma Fernandez. I'm representing the consultant for this National Water Mission. Along with me, I have with me my teammate Shraddha Anavkar, and I have Superintendent Engineer Patil from the Nodal Center Goa WRD. Yeah. Now, present status of our this is the present status of our SSAP preparation. Here, the MOU in the stage 1, MOU was signed between the nodal department and the nodal institute on 21st October 2021 with a stimulated time period of 1 year. The phase 1 report was then prepared, laying emphasis on plan of action, sustainable goals, and methodology, and this was submitted on 10th January 2022. Now, in stage 2, we had, based on our discussions with the state nodal department, we started working on the project, and here we did mapping of the watershed, collection of data on water availability, water demand on various sectors, identification of the water-stressed areas, and this work we initiated. Next slide. In stage 3, we completed our draft report and this was presented to the Secretary of Water Resources, Sri Subhash Chandra, and the steering committee members on 13th January 2023. Here, based on, again, we had certain discussions with the Secretary, and based on his suggestions, we have incorporated whatever his suggestions were. And now we are ready with our final report, and this will be presented to the State Nodal Department for approval. Next. Now, there were certain reasons for delay. Actually, we got to know, I mean, this was initiated in October 2020. The communication was sent to us, the Nodal Institute.
This is okay. This is okay.
And
you can move on.
Yes. Okay, this were the reasons for our delay, and now we are ready with the final draft, and we will be presenting it to the state nodal agency and the stakeholders, and based on their, like if they have got any suggestions for further improvement, if not, then by 15th, the next one, by 15 June 2023, we will be submitting it to the committee members. Hopefully, everything.
Right. State committee.
The nodal center.
ठीक है, okay.
Thank you, everyone.
ये भाई इनके जो सेक्रेटरी हैं उनसे कांटेक्ट रखना है, वो दोबारा वापस ना कर दें, उसको अप्रूव करके इधर भिजवा दें, unless there is a major issue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for your remarks. And thank you, Ms. Fernandez from the state of Goa. Now, one of the most anticipated presentations, I request the representative from the state of Haryana to kindly come forward, please.
Don't run away, Madhuri. Call Punjab. Punjab, you are here, na? Punjab का है?
पंजाब है सर मैम
पंजाब सुनिए, हरियाणा से आगे निकाला, every which way में water में.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable dignitaries present on the stage. My name is Dr. Shayantan Ganguly, and I represent the consultant team from the Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Ropar, and we are representing the state of Haryana. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is the present status of the SSAP project. So the stage 1, which is about the status report on water resources, availability, development, and management, that has been completed, although we couldn't stick to the timeline for certain reasons. And it's our pleasure to share that a state level workshop has also been conducted, and with all the stakeholders, and in the last 15th of March 2023, and from which the report is at the final stage. The consultant has submitted the draft status report to the state, and it is undergoing internal review, which will be submitted very soon. Now, the stage 2 and stage 3 are upcoming, and this will be, we'll try our best to stick to the deadline, and we are anticipating the release of the second installment for the start of the second stage. Here are some bottlenecks that we faced, which was responsible, for which the report submission has got delayed. First of all,
let's skip this.
We want a little bit of how you have prepared the plan, since your water security plans and all, if you know anything.
All right. So I'll briefly go through this. First of all,
this is history. We don't want to go into this. अब आप आगे चलिए.
या ठीक है सर, थैंक यू. मैं जस्ट एक चीज़ बताना चाहता हूँ यहाँ पे कि yeah. So the status report, what we are submitting is the data was collected and analyzed block-wise, which was a major task, and rigorous analysis and data collection have been done, which took us quite some time. That was one of the reasons. Now, yeah, the draft status report is, as I said, that is almost ready to be submitted. It's undergoing the internal review, and at the finishing stage, we commit to submit the report. I mean, the state of Haryana commits to submit the report within 2 to 3 weeks after the approval of the report from the Haryana government.
See, please don't fight with Haryana Water Resource Authority. Please sync your report with that, because yesterday we have accepted the Maharashtra report, which was by their authority. So we are not going to, you know, take anything which is not acceptable to the state. So please try and sync your report. Yes, Shiv.
Ma'am, there was some variation in the data of HWRA, Haryana Water Resources Authority, and SSAP. Now we are trying to reconcile the data.
Both should be reconciled, and then
now we are on the same platform. We had already reconciled the data. For the last 1.5 months, we are doing.
But for your information, we will only go with whatever the state wants. Like if they say HWRA's data में stick करेंगे, तो IIT Ropar has to go for the HWRA.
3-4 components थे, वो data हमने अब reconcile कर लिया है, मैम, हो गया. केसी अंदरोड़ा
हो गया तो
meeting.
Yeah, we just settled the man.
ये इनके नोडल सेक्रेटरी कौन है?
पंकज अग्रवाल जी हैं. पंकज अग्रवाल जी हैं नोडल सेक्रेटरी.
तो आप कब उनके पास ले जाएंगे रिपोर्ट अपना?
हमने रिपोर्ट सबमिट कर दिया है सर. हाँ, it is undergoing interim. Please.
सर, मतलब अगले 2 हफ्ते में within next 2 weeks we will submit the draft status report.
ओके.
और पंकज अग्रवाल जी से डिस्कशन होगी.
ओके, ठीक.
नहीं तो हम पंकज से
वो
बात
उन्हीं
कर
पे
लेंगे.
इंसिस्ट कर रहे थे कि आप जैसे कह रहे हैं कि HWR से डाटा रिकंसाइल नहीं हो रहा था.
एकदम रिकंसाइल.
क्योंकि वो पैरेलल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, तो अब वो रिकंसाइल हो गया.
ठीक है. What about financial thing? You want next installment? Or?
Yeah, the next installment is needed to initiate the second stage of the SSAP project.
उसका क्या करना है next installment?
सर जैसे ही रिपोर्ट सबमिट होगी हम टेक्निकल कमेटी के सामने रख देंगे और स्टीयरिंग कमेटी के, फिर उनका पेमेंट करा देंगे सर.
अभी तो सर इनका स्टेट ही में नहीं हुआ है.
अभी तो
आपकी टेक्निकल कमेटी कौन हेड करते हैं?
सर मैं हेड करता हूँ टेक्निकल कमेटी.
अच्छा, मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि जब रिपोर्ट आती है उसके बाद टेक्निकल कमेटी की मीटिंग भी कुछ महीने लग जाते हैं, तो उसको जल्दी करवाएं, और उसमें टाइम लग रहा है तो बाय सर्कुलेशन करवा लें.
हाँ, सुनो, तुम जो भेज देते हो ना, सीसप को बुला लो, एक दिन में बोलो करेगा.
ठीक है, ठीक.
अब तो सर का डायरेक्शन है, हम लोग सबको बुली करेंगे.
ठीक.
क्योंकि वो रिप्लाई नहीं आता है, यही तुम बोलते रहते हो.
Okay, so once your DSR comes, it will be quickly seen by the technical committee, and next installment will be released.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that was it from our side. Now, ma'am, if with your permission, I just have a request to the National Water Mission. The second part, which is about submitting an interim report, taking into account the climate change aspects and what we also work on. But the main objectives of the report are not very specific. It's written in only a couple of lines. So if we have a better representation of the objectives of the second report, like we had it for the first draft status report, then it would be better for us to submit a very articulate report ourselves.
Ma'am, in fact, for the first report, there was a template. Of course, it was a very exhaustive, but it has a perfect means a guide, working as a guide to the state that these are the heads, sub-heads where they have to put in their efforts.
Right.
Maybe many times some of the formats or tables are not relevant to a particular.
Please guide them. I don't want to hear no complaints. He will guide you. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sayantan Ganguly, presenting the state of Haryana. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move forward to our next state, which is state of Himachal Pradesh, requesting the representative to kindly come forward for the presentation. Thank you. State of Himachal Pradesh.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, having this slot after Haryana has made my task a little bit more difficult, sir. Sir, as you are aware, we had assigned this work to NIT Hamirpur. But day before yesterday, we got a mail from them that they are not in a position to carry out this work, sir. So we are starting this scoping exercise once again. We are in touch with IIT Mandi, sir. And very soon we'll finalize the agency, sir. That is one part. Secondly, sir, some money has already gone to the NIT Hamirpur. So the first thing will be to, sir, take that money back from them, and we will be opening this account very shortly, this SA account, and mapping will be done. Already we have been doing this for other central government programs, so that won't be much of a problem, sir. We have some peculiar problem with the state's issues, sir, because our geographical area is quite large, 56,000 square kilometers, and part of it is Ganga Basin. As ma'am has already said, we hope that getting the data of Ganga Basin won't be much of a problem once.
अरे भाई काम यही प्रॉब्लम है जिन स्टेट्स ने बिल्कुल भी कुछ भी नहीं किया है उन्हें सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है कि हम माइनर हो गए, मेजर होना चाहिए था, डेटा नहीं मिलेगा. अरे काम तो शुरू करिए
सर. आई एश्योर यू सर,
उसके बाद जब आप काम शुरू करेंगे तब आपकी कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी तो उस पर ध्यान दिया जाएगा.
बिल्कुल सर, इसको स्टार्ट करेंगे सर, एजेंसी फाइनल करके जल्दी सर इसको नया एमओयू करके जो आपने टाइम फ्रेम दिया है सर इसको कंप्लीट कर देंगे सर.
ठीक, ओके. ये इनको डीओ लेटर जाना है सीएस को हिमाचल के. ठीक, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सर.
इन लोग तो फोन भी नहीं उठा रहा था, हम थोड़ा अमिताभ को पकड़े तब जाके फोन उठाया.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjeev, from state of Himachal Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite a representative from the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir for their presentation, please. And so if you could also start the presentation with your introduction. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. I am Manoj Gupta, Chief Engineer, Irrigation Flood Control Department, Jammu, representing UT of J&K. So I have been appointed as Nodal Officer for this plan, State Specific Action Plan. We have just covered the few initial steps to start the process. We have signed the agreement MOU with the NIH, and recently we have signed MOU with the IIT Jammu also, who has been selected as the nodal agency for preparation of the plan. We have shared the input templates required for procuring the data with the stakeholders, and we hope that we'll be on the track and start the process at a faster pace to achieve this goal.
भाई वैन जी, होप हम लोग सुनने में बिलीव नहीं करते हैं. Give me some timelines.
Draft timeline we have fixed 4 months. We will be doing that.
Okay.
तो आपने कंसल्टेंट चूज कर लिया है?
जी जी, MOU भी साइन हो गया IIT जम्मू से.
तो अब आप अकाउंट्स की डिटेल भेज देंगे
जी,
रिलीज ऑफ फंड?
अकाउंट्स हम ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं CNA अकाउंट में, अपना अकाउंट भी खोल रहे हैं.
Very strong.
ठीक है भाई, थैंक यू.
Thank you. State of Jharkhand next, please. Request a representative from the state of Jharkhand for their presentation, please. Thank you.
इनको भी दीजिए मैम को, और इन लोग जो हैं शिव को भी दीजिए, इन लोग उठ नहीं पा रहा है. CWC को भी.
Honorable dignitaries on this dais, Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, WRD, Government of India, Additional Secretary Water and Water Mission Director, ma'am, and others. First of all, I introduce myself, Mohammed Jamil Akhtar, Nodal Akhtar, recently joined. Yeah. My brief presentation is as follows. अच्छा यहाँ
हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं आप।
हाँ बोल रहा हूँ मैं।
ये आप इससे आगे पीछे कर सकते हैं स्क्रीन में। आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही तो आप सामने देख के बोल दीजिएगा।
First of all, my brief introduction there, my consultant is Mr. Dr. Ajay Singh, Professor, Central University, Ranchi, Jharkhand. MOU हो चुका है इनका सब, रिवाइज MOU हुआ 13/9/21 को, उसका MOU साइन बिटवीन वाटर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ झारखंड, डॉक्टर अजय प्रोफेसर, 8/2/22 को. State level monitoring committee and steering committee established. Fund of flow, sir. The procedure of flow of funds is revised by the Government of India on 9/3/22. Unspent amount along with the interest incurred already deposited to NIH SSAP CNA account. Old existing account closed, followed by the opening of zero balance subsidiary account with product code on 17/4/2023. PMF mapping of open zero balance subsidiary account completed so far. That is the present status of SSAP preparation. Chapter 1 prepared and submitted. Chapter 2 prepared and submitted. Chapter 3 and 4 is under preparation, and within 2 months it is to be completed. After stage 1, then stage 2, stage 3 to be executed.
तो ये चारों चैप्टर जो है DSR के लिए चाहिए।
DSR के लिए सर, हाँ।
और फिर आपका स्टेट कमेटी उसको अप्रूव करेगा।
जी जी, हमारा स्टेट।
तो 2 महीने मतलब जुलाई तक आप देंगे?
देंगे बिल्कुल।
DSR।
हाँ। जी सर, कमिटमेंट।
ओके।
और ये रिव्यू, ये सब बॉटल नेक्स्ट था, डिले हुआ कुछ, रिवीजन ऑफ ओरिजिनल MOU, डिले, क्लोजिंग ऑफ सब ओपनिंग बैलेंस अकाउंट, डाटा कलेक्शन फ्रॉम डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स इज अंडर प्रोसेस. अभी एक मीटिंग सेक्रेटरी सर करेंगे यहाँ से जाने के बाद, जहाँ जहाँ दिक्कत आ रही है डाटा लेने में जिस डिपार्टमेंट से, वो डाटा हम लोग, जी 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 मैडम, तो उसको भी कुछ तो डाटा मिल गया, थोड़ा डाटा कुछ बाकी है. हाँ हाँ सर, फंड चाहिए हमको सर, रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ फंड. कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन वन कैन बी डन ऑर्गेनाइजिंग वर्कशॉप, क्योंकि बहुत सा वर्कशॉप का ऑर्गेनाइज करना होगा, और रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ फंड वही.
तो ये फंड का क्या करेंगे? इनका जो इन्होंने वापस करना पड़ा वही इनको दोबारा दिया जाएगा?
सर अगर वही अमाउंट रीअलोकेट हो जाए, वो हमने कल PFMS की टीम के साथ थोड़ा डिस्कशन किया था कि जिस स्टेट्स ने पैसा वापस किया है, चाहे 5 लाख किया है चाहे 6 लाख किया है, फॉर द टाइम बीइंग अगर वही रीअलोकेट हो जाए हमारे एंड पे, तो क्या वो पॉसिबिलिटी है?
बिल्कुल, वो तो हो ही सकता होगा. आपका 25% है ना एवरी, तो इनका टोटल अगर 1 करोड़ है,
30 लाख,
कितना है? 50 लाख है.
30 लाख
30 लाख टोटल है. फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट 12 लाख का.
30 लाख
वो वर्कआउट कर लीजिए और जितना बनता है वो फटाफट रिलीज कर
12 लाख होगा.
सो हमारे सर फाइनेंस ऑफिसर भी हैं यहाँ पे, तो आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे सर रीअलोकेशन के बारे में? हमें अच्छा,
हेलो, NWM को हम एक इंफॉर्मेशन डिटेल भेज देंगे तो उसके बेस पे हमें ऑथराइज करेंगे तो हम रीएलोकेट कर देंगे जी उसको।
ठीक।
मोहम्मद जमीला।
ठीक है, तो इनको अभी कुछ पैसा इमीडिएटली भेजना है और फिर ये 2 महीने में अपना रिपोर्ट दे देंगे स्टेट को, फिर वहाँ से आएगा। तो इसको सेक्रेटरी साहब के साथ भी ये ट्रैक करना होगा झारखंड के। ठीक है, थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Akhtar. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request all our next speakers to kindly speak in the mic, and we have a screen, एक screen बिल्कुल सामने है, तो आप उस screen में देखकर अपना presentation देख सकते हैं। आप पीछे मुड़ते हैं तो आपकी आवाज़ जो है वो सब तक पहुंच नहीं पाती स्पष्ट तरीके से, तो आपसे अनुरोध है कि आप माइक से थोड़ा सा पास में रहकर बोलें और सामने की स्क्रीन अपने रेफरेंसेस के लिए देख सकते हैं। थैंक यू। अभी मैं अनुरोध करती हूँ केरला राज्य से रिप्रेजेंटेटिव का कि वो अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन दें। थैंक यू।
Good afternoon all. I am Sri Devi, Chief Engineer, Irrigation Design and Research Board, which is the nodal agency for preparation of SSAP. Coming to my presentation, the MOU has been signed between NIH and IDRB on 27/12/2022, and we have selected Kerala State Science and Technology Department as the consultant. And MOU has been signed between IDRB and Science and Technology on 15/3/2023. We are awaiting the release of the first installment of the fund. Data collation is happening now, and line departments have also been identified for, regarding SSAP. And the bottleneck was actually the sharing of interstate data, and it has been resolved. And accordingly, the MOU was signed with NIH, and we have opened the bank account. CNA mapping has been done, and the release, first installment is yet to be released. The timeline is, once the fund is released, within 6 months, the first report will be furnished, and the next report in the third, another 3 months, and the final report will be in another 3 months. Total one year period is there. Thank you.
Very nice. Go back to the last page. Iska photo खींच लो. This one. This is really good, you know. I think we can use this.
तो इनको फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट रिलीज करना है,
तो हम विद इन 1 मंथ कर देंगे।
ओके, ठीक है। थैंक यू एंड ऑल द बेस्ट। यू हैव ऑलमोस्ट all the ground to cover.
But there's clarity.
Thank you, ma'am, for the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request the representative from Union Territory of Lakshadweep to kindly come forward for their presentation. And please introduce yourself as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Secretary Sir, respected Ma'am. Myself, Shailen Singh Parihar, Special Secretary from Lakshadweep. Actually, very sorry to say, Ma'am, Sir, that still हम लोगों ने MOU साइन नहीं किया है और मुझे लग रहा है कुछ मिसकम्युनिकेशन था। अब मैं इसको अंडरस्टैंड कर गया हूँ। अभी मैंने दीक्षित साहब से बात कर ली है। इसके बाद हम पूरी मैं यहाँ पे 1-2 दिन रह के सारी चीज़ें फार्मलाइज करके पहले MOU साइन करने के लिए जो है तो अपने यहाँ सेक्रेटरी एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर साहब से बात करके इसको जल्दी से रिजॉल्व कराऊंगा। अभी सॉरी के अलावा मेरे कोई शब्द नहीं है सर, क्योंकि एक्सट्रीमली ये मुझे लग रहा है अंडरस्टैंडिंग की प्रॉब्लम थी। हमारे लोग बड़े स्टेट के साथ अपने आप को कंपैरिजन कर रहे थे कि स्टेट यूटीज की अलग पेक्यूलियर प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, बट उन प्रॉब्लम्स को भी तो हमको प्लान करना चाहिए। शायद उसको लोग समझने में गलती कर गए थे। अब इसी को मैं समझ गया हूँ और मैं अपने नोडल ऑफिसर, स्टेट के जो नोडल ऑफिसर हैं, पीडब्ल्यूडी के सुपर इंजीनियर, उनको मैं बताऊंगा और कंसर्न सेक्रेटरी को भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व करूंगा, सो दैट जो है तो ये जल्दी से जल्दी इम्प्लीमेंट हो सके सर।
अमित तो चला गया, नए वाटर रिसोर्स ज्वाइन
हाँ
किया
हाँ, अभी ज्वाइन नहीं किए मैम।
तो कौन है अभी?
अभी एडिशनल चार्ज है मिस्टर त्रिपाठी के पास।
कौन है मिस्टर त्रिपाठी?
मिस्टर संजय त्रिपाठी हैं, अभी ज्वाइन किया है।
ठीक है भाई, ऑल द बेस्ट। एक डीओ लेटर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर
कुछ ट्रबल्ड स्टेट्स को तो सर से डीओ जाना चाहिए ताकि देवश्री मैम को 20 दिन ना लगे।
ओके,
थैंक यू।
आपको आने में कितना दिन लगता है? अच्छा, ठीक है, ठीक है।
Thank you, Mr. S.S. Parihar. Legion, moving forward, I would request the representative from Union Territory of Puducherry to kindly come forward, please.
Puducherry is also coming to say sorry.
Yes. Good afternoon to all, madam. Actually, Puducherry, we have called for expression of interest, and after previously, yes, I am Muruganandam, Joint Project Coordinator of Puducherry Water Resources Organization, and Nodal Officer is our Bhaskaran, Superintending Engineer. He could not present today because of his personal allegation. He could not be here, and we have called for expression of interest for selection of this one consultant, and two were participated. Among them, Anomaly University has been selected, and it is submitted for government's approval, and it is expected to get approval by end of this month, and we will start the study by next month itself, madam. And the remaining all the after, I mean, DSR interim report and final report, everything will be done only after the selection of consultant, I need not say. And we are in the beginning, I mean, primary session only. Due to some, due to this technical team that was not in between signing of this MOU and now, technical staff was not present there. That was the bottleneck of in our state. And it was, now it is resolved, and we are in the move, madam. It will be clear. Hereafter, no delay will be there.
आपका consultant कौन है?
Annamalai University. Annamalai University. There we have water resources wing. No problem, sir.
So now they are going to prepare the DSR.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now fund?
Sir, fund it was released for 12 lakhs, and the same was repaid in the CNA.
It was taken back.
Yes, sir.
तो फिर release करना होगा.
जी.
ऐसे अकाउंट अभी ओपन नहीं किया है इन्होंने.
ऐसे किया नहीं होगा.
सर, इनका पहले आ चुका है. रीअलोकेशन इनका हो सकता है, जैसे पहले झारखंड के केस में था.
नहीं, रीअलोकेशन छोड़िए ना. 30 लाख 12 लाख आपने दे दिया, वो सब वापस आ गया. आप 7.5 लाख आप इजीली रिलीज कर सकते हैं.
जी जी.
25% रिलीज कर सकते हैं, उससे काम शुरू हो जाएगा.
ठीक सर.
वो किसी कोई आप अपना बनाओ और उसको फटाफट करना शुरू करो. अकाउंट क्यों नहीं खुल पाया भाई?
सर,
अकाउंट
accounts?
Account.
SA account. Actually, we have to link, sir. Actually, we have the account, but we
You have the account, current account.
Yes.
Okay. तो आप डिटेल्स भेजिए, उसको मैप करवाइए PFMS से.
Sir, I don't Hindi, sir.
You have to map your current account. You
Sure.
have opened a current balance.
Yes.
account, na? Is it mapped to PFMS?
Let me check up, sir. Actually, I am not sure.
So यहाँ these people were there. They have explained also how to do it. So please contact them and have it mapped.
Okay, sir. I will get your numbers.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request the representative from the state of Punjab to come forward, please.
Oh, yeah, now it's there. Yeah. Good afternoon, all. I'm Dr. Sagar from IIT Ropar. I'm part of the consultant team. We are 6 faculty members who are preparing the DSR for the state specific action plan for Punjab state, and nodal officer is Chief Engineer, Water Resources Department. The present status of our report is that we have submitted the draft status report to the nodal agency on 1st of January based on the data that we have received till November 2022. The data that we received predominantly was towards the availability part, so it was around 80%. Demand part, however, was not received. So we are already in the process of getting that data. For that, we identified some bottlenecks already. We discussed that with the officials, and we have a mechanism in place. We are also preparing the SSAP for Haryana. It's the same group, and it's a well-tested mechanism that we have. We have already conveyed that to the Punjab officials, and we are in the process of activating that so that we can get the data sets quickly. Okay.
So you submitted your DSR to state government in January.
In January, we submitted the draft of that because we were asked to submit the draft based on whatever data that we received.
Yeah, and after that, no response from the state government.
The response was we got some general comments which we were actually expecting, simply because as I mentioned, we had received the data only on availability side, not on demand side. So getting that status itself was a tough thing. But yeah, this thing is we already had 2 meetings after that with the officials, and we had conveyed them how we can actually proceed quickly. And now the revised timeline. Yeah. So the revised timeline is that we can actually update our DSR within 1 month upon receipt of the data sets. We are sure that we will get the data sets in 20 days. This we have already done in the case of Haryana. We can still achieve that, and all other timelines would be the same timelines that we can easily follow, whatever are given. I mean to say for interim report as well as the final report submission.
तो हरियाणा में आपको डेटा मिल गया और पंजाब में भी मिलना है consumption का, demand का.
Demand side we are yet to receive that.
I think ये पंजाब को भी DO category में आप डाल लो. ठीक है.
Thank you.
Fund, any issue in funding?
We received 20% of the total already. Remaining 20, I think that the first installment, complete installment, after we submit the first draft.
आपका account, the account, current account खुल गया?
That I think the officials would be in a position to.
Mapped.
Yeah.
So देख लीजिए उसमें कुछ अगर रिलीज करना हो तो रिलीज कर दीजिए. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sagar Rohidas from State of Punjab. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request the representative from State of Rajasthan, a much awaited presentation and a lot of lessons to be learned from this presentation. So please introduce yourself as well.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Honorable Secretary, sir, respected Madam, National Water Mission, Shri Sanjay, sir, and all respected nodal officers across the states. Myself, Dinesh Kumar, Superintending Engineer from Water Resources Department, State of Rajasthan, and I am presenting on behalf of our nodal officer, Shri Ravi Solanki, Chief Engineer, SWRPD, Jaipur. Sir, we are very apologized that today our Additional Chief Secretary, sir, is taking a meeting and he is reviewing the whole department activities. So our nodal officer, sir, couldn't come.
Okay.
Sir, under the Rajiv Gandhi mission, we have the SSAP of Rajasthan was submitted to National Water Mission in August 2021, and which was considered as draft status report. And a virtual meeting of the technical committee held on 13th of July to review the DSR of the state of Rajasthan for preparation of this SSAP. And the technical committee give consent and give some comments regarding this SSAP. The comments was to check out to consider the
13 जुलाई 2021 होगा शायद
sir 22 है.
उसके बाद आपने 2021 में रिपोर्ट भेजा नेशनल वाटर मिशन को.
Sir, some changes were there to incorporate the changes. Then it was considered in the 13 July 22 meeting was taken. And the submitted report can be considered as SSAP, as this report shall be included like climate changes, impact of climate changes on water resources department, and we have to update the latest water availability up to year 2022. And we have contact to MNIT Jaipur regarding this SSAP, but due to some constraints, they were not, they not showed any interest. And the fund availability for updating is, my request is, humble request is that Rajasthan is a larger state, largest state in the in India, and we have the very limited or very less surface water availability. So, if possible, fund availability shall be raised to some extent. It is my humble request to sir. And we have open and current accounts, sir, and mapping is under progress. It will be done in 2 to 3 days, sir.
भाई इसमें एक सब डेटा कलेक्ट करके एक जगह रखना है, उसको एनालाइज करना है, स्ट्रेटजी बनानी है.
सर,
पैसे का काम नहीं है. आपसे कोई नया स्टडी करने को भी नहीं कह रहे हैं.
सर,
तो आप पहले काम तो करिए. आई एम क्वाइट कंफ्यूज्ड अबाउट राजस्थान. मतलब आपका DSR कहाँ है अभी, किस लेवल पे है? स्टेट से अप्रूव हो गया है या होना है?
सर,
DSR बन गया क्या? DSR बन गया?
सर, DSR बन गया है, बस उसमें जो डेटा अवेलेबिलिटी है वो हमें ये अपडेट करनी है, सर.
वो आप कह रहे हैं कि आपने MNIT जयपुर को दिया, दे आर नॉट टेकिंग इंटरेस्ट.
हाँ सर, नाउ वी हैव कॉन्टेक्ट टू वेबकोस.
अब आप
सर,
वेबकोस को
besides
वेबकोस तो आपको 5 करोड़ में भी नहीं करेगा काम.
बट सर,
आप
सर
ये सब नहीं चलेगा भाई.
सर, सिमिलर जो SSAP के रिगार्डिंग सर सिमिलर जो
नो वेबकोस है, कीप वेबकोस आउट. ये क्या डेटा आप अपडेशन में वेबकोस को दे रहे हैं? व्हाट इज दिस?
सर, हमारा सिमिलर वर्क सर हम पहल से हम स्टडी करवा चुके सर.
डीओ लेटर चीफ सेक्रेटरी को. आई थिंक देयर स्ट्रेटजी इज ऑल रॉन्ग. आप नहीं कर पाएंगे. ऐसे चलेंगे तो आपसे हो गया, फिर नहीं हो पाएगा.
सर, सिमिलर हमारा वर्क सर
स्ट्रेटजी में देखा नहीं हूँ.
हाँ सर, आई हैव टू कम इन. सर, Rajasthan has done some work under Rajiv Gandhi Mission. Now, and they requested the National Water Mission that because the same work has been done in Rajiv Gandhi Mission and the same is anticipated in the SSAP, so there is an overlap of work, scope of work. So they requested to accept the Rajiv Gandhi Mission report, which was prepared by the WebCosh as in DSR.
अरे भाई वो रिपोर्ट जो बनाई होगी वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी होगी ना?
राइट सर, राइट।
तो वेबकॉस के पास क्यों जाना है?
नहीं, वेबकॉस ने सर बनाई थी उसको।
वेबकॉस ने सर बनाई थी 2000
बनाया होगा, अभी वो आपकी प्रॉपर्टी है।
बिल्कुल सर।
जस्ट यूज इट।
राइट।
Yes,
आर
sir.
यू ब्रिंगिंग वेबकॉस नेम इनटू इट?
Yes, sir.
वेबकॉस नाम आते ही वो फिर वो चार्जेस लेंगे अपने।
नहीं सर, वी आर डूइंग आवर इन हाउस एक्सरसाइज आल्सो सर टू अपडेट दिस रिपोर्ट।
सुनिए, जैसे हमने महाराष्ट्र का किया है, आप उसको वेबकॉस रिपोर्ट काइंडली ना बोले, ऐसे भी वेबकॉस का कुछ अच्छा इम्प्रेशन नहीं है। आपका राजस्थान का जो रिपोर्ट है, हमने महाराष्ट्र का एक्सेप्ट कर लिया जो उनका रिपोर्ट था, और आप वैसे ही अपना राजस्थान का ऑलरेडी आपका अच्छा है वो रिपोर्ट भेज दें, हम कर लेंगे। बट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से अगर भिजवाएं, एंड प्लीज़ डोंट कॉल इट वेबकॉस, और आप वेबकॉस से कराएं भी नहीं, अगर कुछ छोटा मोटा अपडेशन रिक्वायर्ड है कर लें खुद, हम एक एक्स्ट्रा पैसा नहीं देंगे।
ठीक है।
जब आपने अच्छा काम किया है, ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं, तो व्हाई आर यू री इन्वेंटिंग द व्हील? शुरू में ही हम बोल दिए थे कि देयर इज नो नीड टू री इन्वेंट द व्हील, वी आर गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट इट। ये तो अब कल देबश्री मैम ने क्लैरिटी दे ही दी।
आप उसी डेटा पे करिए, 21-22 जो आपके पास है उसी डेटा पे बनाइए इनका डीओ लेटर टू राजस्थान सीएस ऑल्सो। ठीक है भाई, थैंक यू।
जी सर, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Mr. Kumar, and I hope you've taken down the notes from given by Secretary Sir and Ma'am as well. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would request the representative from State of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh के प्रतिनिधि कृपया अपनी प्रस्तुतिकरण दें. This is also a highly anticipated report, and everybody is looking forward for the lessons learned from this.
All the anticipated reports are falling like nine pins.
I have this
But Uttar Pradesh is doing very good work in water. It's a resurgent state in terms of good work in water. We are all noticing that.
Well, thank you, ma'am, for appreciation. नमस्कार सबको। मैं करुणेश कुमार, स्टेट वाटर रिसोर्स एजेंसी है हमारे यूपी में, तो वहाँ पर मैं एज ड्रिंकिंग वाटर एक्सपर्ट काम कर रहा हूँ। मैं इससे स्वारा को इस SSAP के काम के लिए नोडल एजेंसी नियुक्त किया गया था, तो ये काम हम कर रहे हैं। और एक्चुअली मैं नेक्स्ट चलाइए प्लीज। एक्चुअली जब ये काम सौंपा गया था यूपी को, एट दैट टाइम हम लोग एक पहले से ही काम कर रहे थे इस सेक्टर में। बेसिन असेसमेंट प्लानिंग सिस्टम हम अपने यहाँ बना रहे थे। एक्चुअली एक सॉफ्टवेयर है वो बेसिकली कंप्लीट, जिसमें हम उस सिस्टम का जो भी उसमें डाटा था, जो होना था, जो SSAP से वो मैच कर रहा था पूरी तरह से। तो हम लोगों ने ये डिसाइड किया, या हमारे हायर ऑफिसर्स ने डिसाइड किया कि हमें इससे वाटर मिशन से पैसे लेने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारे पास बजट अवेलेबल है। एक वर्ल्ड बैंक से इसके लिए पैसा हमारे पास ऑलरेडी था और हम ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे थे। सो वी डिसाइडेड नॉट टू एक्सेप्ट द मनी। तो सर मैं आज CNS अकाउंट और PMS अकाउंट देख करके मुझे लग रहा है अच्छा है कि हमने पैसा नहीं एक्सेप्ट किया। इट इज़ ईजी टू मेक कलेक्ट डाटा एंड मेक एक्शन प्लान।
ये बात में आपको पैसा मिलेगा भी नहीं, अभी कर लीजिए, अगर कुछ और मान लीजिए SSAP के लिए हम लोग दे
तो ये 2020 में हमारा वेब्स का काम पूरा हो गया था, सॉफ्टवेयर का काम पूरा हो गया था, और उस सॉफ्टवेयर के से एक रिपोर्ट जनरेट की गई थी जिसे हम वेब्स की रिपोर्ट नाम बार बार ले रहे हैं। तो जो डिसाइड हुआ था हमारे यहाँ से कि हम इसी वेब्स के रिपोर्ट के आधार पे आपको SSAP बना देंगे। तो इनिशियली हमने 2021 में वेब्स की रिपोर्ट को एज इट इज़ NIH को थ्रू आपको हमने सबमिट कर दिया था और उस रिपोर्ट को टेक्निकल कमेटी पे सर्कुलेट किया गया रहा था, तो उन्होंने कुछ अपने सजेशंस, कुछ कमेंट्स प्रोवाइड किए थे। तो पिछले साल 2000 जुलाई के आसपास या उसके आसपास हमने उन जो सजेशंस दिए थे उन सारे सजेशंस को इनकॉर्पोरेट करके फिर से इस रिपोर्ट को दे दिया है। उस सजेशंस में अगर मेरी स्लाइड हो तो मैं उसमें दिखा दूंगा, आगे है।
हाँ, आपकी स्लाइड होनी चाहिए।
हाँ, तो ये चीज़ तो ठीक है, ये चीज़ मैंने बता दिया। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में इसमें रुकिए। तो बैप्स के बारे में मैं थोड़ी सी चीज़ बताऊंगा सर कि ये बैप्स जो है एक सॉफ्टवेयर है, इसके दो पार्ट हैं। इसमें से एक नॉलेज बेस है और एक एनालिटिकल टूल्स है, जो कि जिससे भी हम उसे एनालाइज कर पाएंगे।
हाँ हाँ, ठीक है। ये एनएचपी की तरह ही है आपका, हाइड्रोलॉजी प्रोजेक्ट की तरह।
आप इसको दूसरे से शेयर कर सकते हैं?
यस।
के
हाँ सर,
सकते हैं कि पैसा लीजिएगा।
तो लेकिन ये सर काम लंबा काम है। इनफैक्ट ये 3 साल में लगा था ये पूरा काम करने में, सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप करने में, तो ये शेयर हो सकता है। तो इसका जो मैं बता रहा था कि इसमें नॉलेज बेस है, एक पार्ट नॉलेज बेस में वाटर से रिलेटेड एवरी डाटा है। इसमें चाहे एग्रीकल्चर का डाटा है, इसमें रेनफॉल का डाटा है, ग्राउंड वाटर का डाटा है, क्लाइमेट का है, रिवर्स, कैनाल्स, एवरीथिंग देयर इज। और ये सब जीआईएस फॉर्मेट में अवेलेबल है। इसमें 50 से ज़्यादा जीआईएस लेयर्स हमने इनकॉर्पोरेट किए हैं और ये वेब एनेबल्ड है। हम यहाँ से एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, किसी भी जगह से इसे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। तो एक नॉलेज बेस था। दूसरा इसका पार्ट है एनालिटिकल टूल, जिससे कि हम डिफरेंट सिनेरियो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं कि अगर हम और ये डाटा पूरा हमारा ब्लॉक लेवल तक है। एक हाइड्रोलॉजिकल बेसिन, सब बेसिन लेवल पे भी है और ब्लॉक लेवल, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर भी है। तो हम इसमें सिनेरियो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं कि जैसे हम पर्टिकुलर रीजन में अगर हम क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न को चेंज करें, आप वीट हर जगह यूज हो रहा है, वीट की जगह दूसरी यूज करें जा करके, और उससे फिर हम एसेस करेंगे कि वाटर हमारी डिमांड कितनी डिक्रीज हो गई या क्या हो गई जा करके। ये डिफरेंट सिनेरियो क्रिएट करके हम एनालाइज कर सकते हैं कि क्या, कब, कैसी क्या ज़रूरत पड़ेगी जा करके, और आगे प्रेडिक्शन कर सकते हैं कि आज से 10 साल, 20, 30 साल या 45 साल, 50 साल बाद क्या स्थिति पैदा होगी, हमारा वाटर बैलेंस क्या होगा, ग्राउंड वाटर बैलेंस उस समय क्या स्थिति होगी जा करके, या सरफेस वाटर की क्या स्थिति होगी। हमने इस
मतलब ये होगा तो वो होगा ना, कि ऐसे ही बोल दीजिएगा कि
नहीं, हाँ ये होगा तो वो होगा।
हाँ,
अगर क्लाइमेट चेंज पे हम ये देख रहे हैं, एक तो क्लाइमेट चेंज तो एक चीज़ है सर, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि भले क्लाइमेट चेंज नहीं होता, लेकिन फिर भी हमको वाटर ये सब की ज़रूरत थी, हमें एक्शन प्लान बनाने की ज़रूरत है। तो वो सारे एक्शन प्लान हमने इसमें बनाए हैं। आगे भी स्लाइड चलाइए तो कुछ दिखेगा शायद।
आपके पास एक वो होगा, उसको क्लिक कर देना।
इससे होगा थैंक यू। तो अभी ये नॉलेज बेस के बारे में थोड़ी सी जानकारी दे देते हैं सर कि एक ArcGIS सर्वर पे ये बना हुआ है। इसे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का एसक्यूएल सर्वर यूज किया गया है और GIS से कॉम्पेटेबल एक जियोग्राफिक इंफॉर्मेशन मैनेजमेंट जिम कहते हैं, उसको यूज किया गया है, जिससे कि ये सारी की सारी डाटा हमें GIS में शो होता है जा करके। ये जो आप कह रही थी कि इस सिस्टम को दूसरे स्टेट को भी अडॉप्ट किया जा सकता है एज ए पूरा सॉफ्टवेयर हम अगर शेयर कर दें, और फिर उसके लिए कंसल्टेंट तो हायर करना पड़ेगा, उस एक्सपर्ट हायर करने पड़ेंगे, लेकिन ये शेयर किया जा सकता है, यूज किया जा सकता है।
इफ एनी स्टेट वांट्स इट, ओके, चंडीगढ़ को चाहिए तो शिव से कांटेक्ट करें।
यस, वी विल बी रेडी टू गिव यू। यस,
हेलो। हाँ, ये GIS लेयर डाटा जो आपने ये है,
हाँ,
इसको आपको प्राप्त करने में कोई पैसा लगा है?
ये डेवलप किया है GIS लेयर्स हमने कुछ इन हाउस, जैसे हमारी कैनाल्स की GIS लेयर्स हैं, हमने खुद ही डेवलप की थी। कुछ लेयर्स हमने गूगल से उठाई हैं, जैसे कि ड्रेनेज की, रिवर सिस्टम की, या फिर रेलवे नेटवर्क या रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट की जीआईएस लेयर्स हैं, वो हमने डिफरेंट
एक्चुअली मैं मध्य प्रदेश से हूँ, तो मध्य प्रदेश में कॉस्ट है हमारा एमपी काउंसिल ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, उससे हमने जब डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज लेयर पूछी डाट, तो वो तो बहुत करोड़ों में कास्ट बता रहे हैं, तो इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू
नेगोशिएट करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, मतलब ये थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, नहीं तो हम लोग, क्योंकि जीएसआई लेयर तो बहुत मस्ट है आज के समय में, क्योंकि ये डिजिटाइज डेटा है, तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है।
अब तो ये सब पीएम गतिशक्ति पोर्टल पे सबकी ज़रूरत है, और ये तो
नहीं
जा रहा है
हाँ,
पूरे देश के लिए।
तो ये सब मतलब आई एम नॉट सो टेक सेवी, लेकिन भुवन और गति शक्ति ये सब फ्री नहीं है क्या?
ये स्पेसिफिक जो डेटा लेयर्स हमको चाहिए,
तो
उसके लिए इसके लिए
कुछ डेटा लेयर्स आई थिंक,
हाँ,
जैसे अगर ट्रांसपोर्ट है तो आई एम श्योर कि वो गति शक्ति
वो तो मिल सकता है मैडम।
वाटर है तो भुवन पे है।
हाँ, थोड़ा पर
तो क्या क्या चाहिए वो जरूर इधर उधर आप इसरो और ये सब देखिए, एंड शिव तुम भी पता लगाओ। बहुत सारे डेटा लेयर्स जो है वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के कुछ पोर्टल्स बनाए हुए हैं ऑलरेडी। खाली पैसा खोजिएगा नहीं, सॉल्यूशन खोजिए पहले।
नहीं, उसका सॉल्यूशन ही खोजना था मैडम, इसलिए तो मैंने इनसे पूछा कि
और इनसे ले लीजिए जो सॉफ्टवेयर है।
ठीक है।
वैसे तो ये तो कोई ज़्यादा महंगा सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं होगा ना?
ये डेवलप करने में टाइम लगा है।
अच्छा ठीक है, लेकिन ये ले लीजिए, ये यूजफुल है। बाकी डेटा सेट्स आप ले लीजिए इधर उधर से।
जी मैडम, थैंक यू।
और ज़रूरी नहीं है कि एक एक लेयर यूपी की तरह बना लें, जितना बनता है वाटर लेयर तो पहले बनाइए।
सो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड, इसमें जो नॉलेज बेस के बारे में मैंने बताया ये है, और जो एनालिटिकल टूल्स हैं इसमें हमने जो है कई तरह के मॉडल डेवलप किए हैं, जैसे सरफेस वाटर मॉडल है, ग्राउंड वाटर मॉडल है। ये फोर्टनाइटली वाटर बैलेंस प्रेडिक्ट करते हैं जा करके कि कितना यूज होगा जा करके, क्या आज की स्थिति है, कितना 15 दिन बाद स्थिति बनेगी जा करके। और ये दूसरे मॉडल हैं, जैसे पॉपुलेशन फोरकास्टिंग मॉडल है, उसमें भी कि आज से 50 साल बाद क्या पॉपुलेशन हो सकती है जा करके, और उसको प्रेडिक्ट करने के लिए अलग अलग मेथड हैं। उन मेथड को भी हमने इनकॉर्पोरेट किया है कि एक ज्योमेट्रिक मेथड होता है, एक अरिथमेटिक मेथड होता है। इस टूल के माध्यम से हम डोमेस्टिक डिमांड, लाइव स्टॉक, इंडस्ट्री, इरिगेशन रिक्वायरमेंट सब का सब हम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं। आज आगे कैलकुलेट 10 साल बाद जो भी आज के ट्रेंड है, उन ट्रेंड के आधार पे 10 साल बाद क्या स्थिति होगी वो भी हम इसमें प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं जाकर के। एक जो हमारा वेब्स है, इस सिस्टम का फ्रंट एंड इस तरह से दिखेगा मैम, कि जैसे इसमें पहली टूल है नॉलेज बेस की। नॉलेज बेस में जो नीचे नॉलेज बेस में इतने सारे डाटा दिए हैं। इसमें से बेसिन की हमारी बाउंड्रीज हैं, बेसिन के अलावा हमारा डिस्ट्रिक्ट की बाउंड्रीज, डिस्ट्रिक्ट ब्लॉक की बाउंड्रीज, इसमें रेनफॉल का डाटा है, पिछले 85 के ऑनवर्ड्स का सारा का रेनफॉल का डाटा है, एग्रीकल्चर का डाटा है, एग्रीकल्चर में हमारा क्या क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न है, ब्लॉक वाइज, डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज किस तरह की ट्रेंड है ये भी है, लाइव स्टॉक का डाटा। ये जितना भी डाटा हमारा SSAP में चाहिए वो सारा डाटा इस हमारे नॉलेज बेस में है। इसके अलावा दूसरे और टूल्स हैं इसमें जो कि मॉडल वाले टूल हैं। इसका दूसरा सिस्टम जो सामने दिखता है, जो नॉलेज बेस इस तरह से एक तो दिखता है टेबुलर फॉर्म में। अगर देखना चाहें तो हमें ये दिखेगा कि ब्लॉक कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट, उसका ब्लॉक, उसकी ब्लॉक की एरिया इस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड में, उस एरिया का कितना क्या रेशियो किस किस उसमें बैठ रहा है जा कर के। इसको हम GIS में भी देख सकते हैं। राइट लेफ्ट साइड में जो टैब दी है एक GIS की टैब है, अगर हम क्लिक करेंगे तो जस्ट ये वाला लोकेशन जहाँ पर हमने मार्क कर रखा है, सपोज कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट लखनऊ का है तो ये लखनऊ का डिस्ट्रिक्ट पूरा डिस्प्ले आकर के GIS प्लेटफॉर्म में दिखाई देने लगेगा। और जैसे कि GIS की फंक्शनैलिटी होती है उसे जूम करके या जूम आउट या जूम इन करके ये सब मैम अब ये से जोड़ना पड़ेगा। ये थोड़ा काम है, ये तो हम केवल स्क्रीनशॉट लाए हैं, वो तो फिर हमें एक्सेस करना पड़ेगा। तो ये जैसे जीआईएस का है, तो ये जीआईएस खुल करके आ जाएगा और इस जगह पे हम पूरा बेसिन मैप दिखा दे रहे हैं यूपी का। हम जूम इन करके इसको टू द ब्लॉक लेवल तक देख सकते हैं जा करके। इसमें डिफरेंट लेयर्स ओपन करके, ऑन करके या ऑफ करके देख सकते हैं। हमारी कैनाल का पूरा नेटवर्क इसमें दिख जाएगा जा करके। एक पर्टिकुलर कैनाल को अगर हम देखना चाहते हैं तो वो भी सर्च करने की फैसिलिटी है। कैनाल के नाम से डायरेक्टली उसी जगह जूम करके पहुंचा देगा ये सिस्टम हमें कि कैनाल कहाँ पर है। कैनाल के पैरामीटर्स भी उसमें हैं। इनफैक्ट हमने हालांकि सारे पैरामीटर अभी हम फिलअप नहीं कर पाए हैं क्योंकि डाटा अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं थी, लेकिन ये फंक्शनैलिटी है कि सारा डाटा कैनाल का, कैनाल के पैरामीटर्स, उसका कमांड एरिया, सब कुछ उसमें उस जगह डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा, शो हो जाएगा। ये मॉडल्स हैं, वो नॉलेज बेस का पार्ट था पीछे जो मैं दिखा रहा था। ये आगे ये टैब जो है मॉडल्स की है, इसमें सारे मॉडल्स दिख रहे हैं। लेफ्ट साइड में सरफेस वाटर, ग्राउंड वाटर, पॉपुलेशन फोरकास्टिंग का, वाटर बैलेंस का मॉडल है। फिर इसमें डिफरेंट तरह की हम सिनेरियो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, उन सब का फंक्शन कर सकते हैं जा कर के। इसमें वही से एक ये वाला मॉडल दे रखा है जा कर के। कैसे ऑपरेट होगा इसका सिस्टम दिया है मैम। ये जब हम हैंड्स ऑन करेंगे तभी ये पूरी तरह चीज़ समझ में आएगी। जस्ट एक ग्लिम्स के लिए मैंने आपको ये लगाया है। इसके एनालिटिकल टूल्स में हम इसको दूसरे मेथड से भी डाटा को शो कर सकते हैं, जैसे कि पाई चार्ट है कि ज़्यादा बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए। तो एक ये भी फंक्शनैलिटी इसमें प्रोवाइड की गई है। आउटपुट्स हैं ये सारे। एक जो SSAP रिपोर्ट है उसके रिस्पेक्ट में हम अब बात करते हैं। ये हम केवल अपना बैप्स का दिखा रहे थे। इस SSAP रिपोर्ट पहले हमने इसे बैप्स की रिपोर्ट को ही एज इट इज सबमिट कर दिया था। लेटर ऑन TC ने जो सजेशंस दिए, उस सजेशंस के हिसाब से फिर हमने इसे रिकास्ट किया इस रिपोर्ट को, और अब हमने इसका नाम दे दिया SSAP। तो इसमें इस तरह से इसका जो कंटेंट है इसमें SSAP रिपोर्ट में ये है कि बेसिन के फीचर्स हैं। पहले चैप्टर में वाटर रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट स्टेटस आज की तारीख में क्या है कि हमारा गंगा का सिस्टम क्या है, या यमुना का, या हमारा शारदा का सिस्टम में हमने कितने रिसोर्सेस अभी तक पोटेंशियल क्या क्रिएट कर रखा है, क्या आगे फ्यूचर है। तो ये एक इस चैप्टर में होगा डेवलपमेंट का स्टेटस आज की तारीख में। नेक्स्ट है असेसमेंट ऑफ वाटर रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबिलिटी क्या है, आज की अवेलेबिलिटी क्या है और फ्यूचर की अवेलेबिलिटी क्या हो सकती है जा कर के, उसका डिटेल इस चैप्टर में होगा जा कर के। और वाटर डिमांड डेवलपमेंट नीड इन उत्तर प्रदेश, ये हमने डिस्कस किया है जा कर के। ये पिछला वाला था कि अवेलेबिलिटी थी, और ये इस वाले चैप्टर में डिमांड हमारी क्या है। जैसे कि अभी समय वाटर टोटल डिमांड 105 BCM की वाटर डिमांड हमारी उत्तर प्रदेश में है, और हम सप्लाई कर पा रहे हैं केवल 78 BCM। BCM मीन्स बिलियन क्यूबिक मीटर। तो ये सिनेरियो है डिमांड का। और
सीवेज जनरेशन ट्रीटमेंट वगैरह को
यस उसका भी चैप्टर है। सीवेज जनरेशन हमारी कितनी है, कितने अभी हमने जो इसमें एस्टीमेट किया है कि 3,500 MLD की हमें और सीवेज डेवलपमेंट के लिए क्रिएट करना है जा कर के, और उसके लिए हमें समथिंग लाइक ही 10,000 करोड़ या समथिंग लाइक का एस्टिमेशन है। वो एस्टिमेट भी हमने दिया है इसमें। इस रिपोर्ट में वाटर रिसोर्स एंड डेवलपमेंट और मैनेजमेंट इश्यूज़ को फिर हमने डिस्कस किया है कि क्या क्या इश्यूज हैं आज की तारीख में। इम्पैक्ट ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज की रिपोर्ट भी हमने एक पिछले वर्षों में कराई थी, पर्यावरण विभाग ने इनफैक्ट कराई थी, हमने नहीं कराई थी। उस रिपोर्ट को हमने इसमें यूटिलाइज किया है। और इसके बाद लास्ट चैप्टर में हमने फार्मूलेशन ऑफ वाटर रिसोर्स मास्टर प्लान इसमें दिया है। इस रिपोर्ट में इस वाटर रिसोर्स मास्टर प्लान में हमने सारे एस्टिमेशंस किए हैं कि इस काम के लिए कितना कितना कॉस्ट हमें या पैसे फंड्स की ज़रूरत होगी जाकर। तो ये इस रिपोर्ट में है। जस्ट एक्शन प्लान्स का एक ग्लिम्स है कि जैसे आपने सर अभी ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ वेस्ट वाटर कहा, तो इस वेस्ट वाटर जो भी ट्रीट करना होगा जाकर के 3,600 MLD का हमें क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा STPs, और इसके लिए समथिंग लाइक 11,000 करोड़ रुपए की का एस्टीमेट आ रहा है। वेरी रफ एस्टीमेट सर, रिवाइज हो। इसमें फिर वाटर यूजर एसोसिएशन को इस्टेब्लिश करना है। पीम एक्ट हमने यूपी में हमारे यहाँ लागू हो चुका है, वे बैक लागू हो चुका है, और काफ़ी एडवांस स्टेज में हमने काफ़ी एरिया को पिम के अंतर्गत पूरी नहरों को कन्वर्ट भी कर लिया है, और उनको फर्दर एक्टिवेट करने के लिए अभी हमें ये एस्टीमेट है कि संभवतः इतना हमें एस्टीमेट ज़रूरत होगी जाकर। कैनाल सिस्टम की डिफिशियंसी ये सतत काम है, कंटिन्यूअस है सर। इसमें आज की तारीख में हमने एस्टीमेट किया है कि लगभग 6000 करोड़ रुपए का हमें ज़रूरत होगी जा कर के। ड्रेनेज डेवलपमेंट भी है, उसके लिए जो भी कास्ट आ रही है, कंजंक्टिव यूज हम अगर प्रमोट करना चाहेंगे तो उसके लिए इतना चाहिए होगा। सोडिक लैंड रिक्लेमेशन करना है, उसके लिए समथिंग इतना चाहिए होगा। वाटर यूज इफिशिएंसी के लिए यस मैम, वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग, रेन रूफटॉप हार्वेस्टिंग करना है या दूसरे मेथड से हार्वेस्टिंग करना है, ये सारे एस्टीमेट हमने इसमें वेटलैंड के लिए। तो ये तो हमने अपना जो SSAP में दिया है, इसका एक ब्रीफ था, केवल कंटेंट था। तो ये यस मैम, ये टेक्निकल कमेटी ने सजेशंस अपने दिए थे, वो हमने सजेशन इनकॉर्पोरेट किए हैं, उसमें हमारे कमेंट्स हैं, और आगे बस यही है मैम। ये टेक्निकल कमेटी ने क्या क्या दिया था ये सब मैंने अभी दे दिया है। फर्दर उसी का डिटेल है जो टेक्निकल कमेटी ने कहा था कि डिमांड सप्लाई कंपैरिजन करके दिखा दीजिए आप। पिछली बार हमने 2014 में एक स्टेट एक्शन प्लान ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज सबमिट किया था, तो उसके साथ कंपैरिजन के लिए कहा था टेक्निकल कमेटी ने, तो वो मैंने कंपैरिजन हमने दिखा दिया है कि कितना यूटिलाइजेशन है। इसी तरह से एक और कमेटी का सुझाव था कि एक वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी कैलकुलेट की गई थी स्पेस यूनिट के माध्यम से। CWC ने एक स्टडी कराई थी, तो उसमें वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी कितनी है, और जो हमने वेब्स के थ्रू वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी को कैलकुलेट किया है, एस्टीमेट किया, उसमें कंपैरिजन दिखाने की बात थी, तो वो हमने कंपैरिजन इसमें वर्कआउट करके दिखाया है। और ये वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी 288 BCM आ रही है। इसके स्पेस इनपुट जो CWC ने स्टडी की थी और जो हमने कैलकुलेट किया है 287.5 BCM है। इंसिडेंटली ये बहुत क्लोज है, लेकिन ये मैनिपुलेशन नहीं है सर, ये हमने कैलकुलेट किया है। सो दैट इज़ ऑल सर हमारी तरफ से इस रिपोर्ट के लिए।
Very good. I think this is one of the most comprehensive SSAPs that we have been exposed to. और ये SSAP आपने कब सबमिट कर दिया था?
ये सर ऐसा तो 2021 में किया था, लेकिन ये जब कमेंट्स के बाद फिर हमने नवंबर में दिया था और फिर दिया था।
मैडम, ये पिछले साल जुलाई में असेस हुई थी ये रिपोर्ट, और उसके बाद जो कमेंट आए थे ये दोबारा से अभी सबमिट हुआ है, एक बार और कमेटी के पास आना है। बस एक ही इशू है सर कि इसको हम फाइनल रिपोर्ट मान के रिव्यू कर लें।
बिल्कुल कर लिया।
ठीक है सर जी, ठीक है सर।
आई होप आप इसको एवरी 5 years या
periodic
उसमें आप रिव्यू करेंगे।
हाँ, हम हर साल, हर 5 साल या 10 साल में से रिव्यू करेंगे एक्शन प्लान को, और जो भी डाटा है हम डाटा को अपडेट करते रहेंगे। यस,
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आई थिंक यूपी का हम जल्दी अप्रूव करके अपलोड भी करेंगे ताकि दूसरी स्टेट्स को भी पता लगे।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
पैसा लिया ही नहीं मैं।
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garunesh Kumar from the state of Uttar Pradesh. मैं निवेदन करती हूँ सचिव सर से कि कुछ संबोधन दें।
Thank you. It has been a very educative experience listening to the states yesterday and today. Some states have really to start the work, so we will be writing to their chief secretaries. Some states are in the midway. They have submitted their DSRs, which have to be approved, and then they have timelines going up to 1 year to submit their final reports. So we have taken note of that. And some states have completed the job. 3 states, I think, including UP. Yesterday there were 2 states which we could identify. Maharashtra and Gujarat. So wonderful. So these three states, at least they should be approved within a short time, and they are then SSAP should be uploaded, because they will be helpful to the other states which are in the middle of it. And I think it was a very good idea on part of National Water Mission to host this workshop. And what is especially encouraging is that all states and UTs have come. There is hardly any state and UT which has not come, even though your nodal officers, some may have been busy, but we got a picture of what you are trying to do. And I would request that through periodic VCs and if needed another workshop after 6 months or so, but before that periodic monitoring, we try to keep the commitments that we have agreed upon here. So with that, once again, all the very best to the states. You are actually compiling data and analyzing it, and then pointing the future strategy for your state in the water sector. This is going to become increasingly important in future. अभी जितना important लग रहा है उससे भी ज़्यादा आने वाले सालों में होने वाला है. सो आप एक तरह से एक फाउंडेशन रख रहे हैं. इस फाउंडेशन को बार बार इम्प्रूव किया जाएगा, रिव्यू किया जाएगा. And it is important that we bring this foundation, we complete this, so that some actionable plan is there for the state policy makers. Thank you.
थैंक यू. देवी सज्जनों, पर्यावरण की सुरक्षा हमारे भविष्य की सुरक्षा है. प्राकृतिक संसाधन सिर्फ धरोहर नहीं, हमारी जिम्मेदारी भी है. राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन जल संरक्षण के लिए संकल्पित है और इसी के तहत स्टेट स्पेसिफिक एक्शन प्लान की कार्य प्रगति की समीक्षा करने के लिए 2 दिन की ये पुनरीक्षण बैठक एवं कार्यशाला आयोजित की गई है. कल निरीवलम, तेजपुर, आसाम को नियुक्त राज्यों ने प्रस्तुति दी और आज NIH रुड़की को नियुक्त राज्यों एवं केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों ने प्रस्तुति की है. समापन टिप्पणी यानी इंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स के लिए मैं डॉक्टर संजय कुमार से निवेदन करती हूँ कि वे संबोधन दें.
Honorable Secretary Sir, respected Additional Secretary and Mission Director Ma'am, Director Neri Wall, Advisor Technical National Water Mission and Nodal Officer of all states and UTs. I think Secretary Sir has already concluded this session and mentioned the timeline and the work we have to do in the coming 6 months. He has emphasized that periodically these progress has to be monitored either through VC or through organizing such similar workshop wherein we can discuss all these issues which are hindering the progress of this SSAP. He has mentioned that this is the foundation, and I think this is a very important word because we all are involved in doing a very important work which will put the foundation for water resources planning and management on all states. And so I think with these words, I will issues. If we look at the issues, our issues are the same issues which the NERI-WAL and the state has mentioned, mainly related to data issues or CNA and the fund mentioned. I think all these issues has been mentioned by the states and resolved also with some timeline. I think with this, I will end my concluding remarks here. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Before we conclude, sir, ma'am, will that be appropriate if we once again put our hands together for Maharashtra, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh, because for successfully committing. Thank you. As we all know, these workshops are extremely helpful, not only knowing where we lack, but also knowing the way forward. And with this, I would like to conclude the 2-day workshop on the state-specific action plan for all states and union territories, coordinated by Nerivalam, Tejpur, Assam, and NIH Roorkee. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank all of you to coming in and representing your states. That's about it. Yeah, thank you so much, and we look forward to your progress. Have a great evening ahead. Lunch is already waiting for all of you. Thank you, and on behalf of National Water Mission, thank you once again.
चले 2 दिन हम इतना हैवी खाना नहीं खा सकते, खाते हैं। विनोद, कुछ लाइट नहीं बनवाए हो आज? वही है। थैंक यू तारू। यू आर तारू शर्मा। अच्छा, सरोज शर्मा। Thank you when you said I